Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. Apologies for the delayed start. Gonzo is having technology issues, but hopefully he'll be around to join us in just a few minutes' time. Anyway, the West Ham team is out. It's on the bottom of the screen, at the very bottom of the screen, along that ticker that's scrolling across the bottom. You can see the West Ham starting 11. Before I get into it and give you my thoughts, can you please drop a like on the video by clicking the thumbs up? That would be much appreciated. And subscribe if you're new here to the Hammers Chat channel and you like what you see, you stick around, but don't go anywhere. We've got the build-up show, hopefully. Gonzo will be joining me. And Nick will be along a little bit later on to do the watch-along, and then we'll have the review after as well. And we'll be taking your thoughts as we go throughout the show. So the West Ham team, let me just read out for you. In goal is Lucas Fabianski. Back four with Wan-Bissaka right back. Mavropanos comes in for Todibo. Now, there is rumours, if you like, that Todibo failed a late fitness test, and that's the reason for that change there. So it's a small injury issue rather than a dropping for Todibo as such. Max Kilman in his usual left centre-back position with Emerson at left-back. Edson Alvarez returns to midfield to take the place of Thomas Souček, and he's next to Guido Rodriguez. Jared Bowen will be out on the right-hand side and Antonio's up front, and it looks like he'll be Lucas Paqueta sort of playing central midfield alongside Alvarez and Rodriguez, with Carlos Soler given the nod on the left wing, despite Somerville being available. Obviously, Mohammed Kudus starts his suspension. We don't know how long he's suspended for. At the minute, it's 3 games, but he has had that charge, so it may get increased. But at the moment, it's a 3-match suspension, so he's out for the foreseeable future. But the interesting one is Soler comes in place of him and not Somerville. I'm going to rattle through the bench very quickly and then give you my thoughts, and also buy Gonzo a little bit of time. We've got Alphonse Areola on the bench alongside Aaron Creswell and Vladimir Soufal. Somerville's on the bench with Guilherme and Danny Ings. Todibo, while not fit enough to start, is fit enough to be on the bench alongside Thomas Souček, and then Irving is on the bench as well for West Ham United. So that's the team for the Hammers this afternoon. I'm not very happy with it, truth be told. I think there's no reason not to start Somerville. Has he set the world alight? No, but I do think he's looked quite bright in some appearances he's got off the bench. Is he the finished article? No. Is he a bit lightweight? Yes. However, whilst I would suggest Somerville perhaps isn't, yet a Premier League player, he should become a Premier League player. I'd say those apply to Carlos Soler as well. I'd say that Carlos Soler is not yet a Premier League player. And has he done more in his appearances from the bench than what Somerville has? I would suggest absolutely not is the case. I haven't been too impressed by Soler. It's not to say that he's a bad player or he's not going to come good for West Ham. The truth is, I do not know. I hadn't seen him play prior to arriving at West Ham. But all I've seen much of him do is come on, get a booking, shout out the referee, and then go off the pitch again. It's all he does. He had a decent spell, Brentford away. I thought he looked good in that game. But it's few and far between. But I think Somerville's looked good in more games than him. Plus, the left wing is that's Somerville's best position. Is this Carlos Soler's best position? The truth is, I don't know from what I've seen, but from what other people who do know what Carlos Soler's about have said, is that he's a central midfielder or an attacking midfielder. I didn't see one person when we signed him say, "Oh, this guy's fantastic out in the wing. Get him out on that left-hand side. You really trouble right backs in the Premier League." Not one person said that about him. It was assumed that he might be the replacement if Paqueta gets injured, suspended, banned. That was the guy to come in, not to replace Mohammed Kudus if he gets suspended. So it is a bit of a strange one, I guess. I mean, Lewis here is not incorrect with this thinking, which is it could be more of a 4-2-2-2, so 4-4-2, let's just say, with Sol and Paqueta as attacking midfielders, and then Jared Bowen partnering Michael Antonio up front. Sam's saying the same thing. He thinks it's a 4-4-2, and that Bowen will be partnering Michael Antonio up front, whereas Jazz, I reckon, Paqueta is going to be on the left and Soler down the middle. That could be true. Hammerboy 08 thinks the same, that it's going to be Paqueta on the left. But even so, I think I'm not against that, because I think Paqueta has played his best performances for West Ham whilst on the left-hand side, but where was that when Kudus was in the team? Why didn't we put Paquette on the left and move Kudus into the middle? If anything, I'm going to get more frustrated that Paquette has gone out on the left-hand side, because I'm like, there you go, you've acknowledged that Paquette is maybe better out there. So why have you not done that and given Kudus a chance centrally? You've continued to play Kudus out on that left-hand side and use Paquette central, and that hasn't been getting the best out of either of those two players. I don't mind it. I don't necessarily mind a player sort of... If you're getting the best out of Bowen and Kudus and Paquette are struggling, I can understand that. To get the best out of all three of them is difficult because I think two of them play in the same position. But he wasn't. He was getting the best out of Jared Bowen, and that was it. And he didn't change it. So I think I'm going to be a bit frustrated that Paquette has got to go on the left-hand side and Kudus never got his chance in the middle. There was a good comment there. I've just missed it. Apologies for that one. Anyway, that would get me frustrated. It would be good, and people have said it would take the pressure off Paquette. I don't disagree with that one. Like I said, I think Paquette's best performances for West Ham have come whilst playing on the left-hand side, linking up with Emerson out there as well. And we'll take a look at the Man U team in a minute as to who he shall be up against. Gonzo, can you speak a second? Gonzo's just joining in. He'll be with us in just a second. Give me 1 second to sort all this out. But once I've sorted it all out, we'll hopefully I'll have my co-pilot in and we'll get his reaction to the starting 11. I just need to work out how to do this. There we go. Speak again, Gonzo. Gonzo, speak. I don't think Gonzo can hear me, because I can see him, but he's not speaking. He's not replying to me. I know you guys can't hear him, but you're not meant to hear him. But I don't know if Gonzo can hear me or not, because he's not responding to me in the green room. We've got a little bit of technical issues, but hopefully we'll get it figured out in just a second. And while I do that, let me just get the Man United team up and text Gonzo and ask him if he can hear me, because he's not replying to me audio-wise. Can you hear me? Right then, the Man United team this afternoon is in goal is Onana. At the back, we've got, I think it'll be Mazraoui at right back. And then in centre back, we will have De Ligt partnering Martinez with Dalot at left back. Eriksen is in midfield alongside Casemiro. He comes in to replace Ugarte. Mazraoui now not playing number 10 because Bruno Fernandes is back in that position. They've got Rashford and Garnacho, and it's a case of take your pick as to which one you think will be playing right and which one you think you'll be playing left. My suspicion is it'll be Rashford on the right and Garnacho on the left, and then up front, Rasmus Højlund comes back in with Xerxes dropping to the bench. The bench for Man United is as follows. They've got Bayindir on there, their substitute goalkeeper, alongside Amas, and Johnny Evans is back from injury. Lindelof is on the bench alongside Fletcher. Ugarte is on the bench alongside Amad Diallo. Wheatley is on there, as is Xerxes. So I think I don't think it's necessarily the best bench for Man United going into this one, actually. Anyway, let's keep your comments coming in. Lucas, thank you very much. He's kindly watching the adverts. That'll add half a penny to our thing. Michael said these lineups are killing him. He hopes Todibo is actually injured, because if not, he needs a run of games to get up to the pace. I'm happy to see Alvarez, though. He should never have come out of midfield. Yes, this is the Hammers chat pre-Halloween show. Jake says that our care home's more pace in midfield than our midfield. If we set up 4-2-3-1, we'll get battered on the break. 4-4-2, not sure Lopetegui's ever played that formation in his entire career. Brian said something had to change. This could be the chemistry that works. Solar may need a legit start to show us what he is all about. Jamie's saying, I hope Todibo's is a small injury, not in getting chopped. Lack of pace over that left side and middle of the pitch, and he cannot wait, whereas Hammerboy thinks their pace is going to kill us. John says, Paqueta, he does need to up his game. He's always been pretty poor and silly mistakes on giving the ball away, and giving the ball away too many times. Philip saying, do we think Ten Hag would be a good manager for West Ham, seeing if we have Alvarez and Kudus? I think the easy answer at the minute is no for an obvious reasons. But I don't think he's a bad manager. He's won two trophies at Man United. It's not like he's not won anything. He has won a couple. So he's not a complete dud. Would I take him at West Ham? Not necessarily, but I don't think he'd be. Listen, would I swap him for Lopetegui? Yes, but bar David Moyes, I think I'd swap most people. Truth be told, just how I feel at the minute in that regards. Keep your comments coming in to the live chat, and while you're all doing that, just one point in direction of this video's sponsor, which is Match Bingo. To download Match Bingo, you can do that using a link in the description below, or you should use the link in the description below so they know you come from Hammerchat. Is combining the traditional game of bingo with this match in particular. They've got a couple of promotions on for you. So if you're a newbie to Match Bingo, you can take advantage of their sign-up offer. So if you deposit £10, they will give you £10 in credit for free. So it'll give you £20, a little bit more bang for your buck there. And also this game in particular, they've got a promotion on. So if you buy 3 cars, you get 2 additional for free. So you get 5 for the price of 3. You'll get 15 things on your bingo card, but don't worry, you don't need to mark it yourself. It updates automatically. So if you're watching a game and you think, oh, I've missed something, don't worry. Match Bingo automatically update your card as you go. Pays out the first person to get the first line, 25 quid. First person to get the second line, which is £50. And we had another winner on Hammerchat last night during the Premier League. And then the full house is £100 plus a bonus pot of another 100 quid. So anyone that gets full house but was not first will get a share of that pot. So thank you to Match Bingo for sponsoring the build-up show, the previews, and one forum video every single week. Your support is much appreciated. So if you fancy getting involved, please do. Can you hear me yet, Gonzo? Oh, you can hear me now. Brilliant. Right, there we go. So you can hear me good. You're good to go? Right, give me 1 second. Let me get this set up. Everyone, Gonzo is alive. I just now need to set it up visually. Whilst under pressure. So you're now watching Gio under pressure, trying to sort this up so Gonzo can come and join me on this screen. I think I have done it. Now, if you just... If we do a nice countdown at home, do a countdown with me. And after 1, Gonzo should appear on your screen if I've done it right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! There we go. Gonzo, you're back. Well, you're here. You've arrived.
I've always been here. Watching, just not listening, clearly. But not because I'm rude, just because I couldn't hear Gio. And clearly I must have missed you. Were very excited to see the team line up today. And you're obviously very positive. And
I've actually been dragging out a little bit so I can discuss it with you.
Come on, let's have it. Let's have it then.
Mate, I'm not happy.
No.
I'm not happy. I understand Tadebo's out because of a fitness issue rather than a team selection. That's fine. Defence is fine. It's just a lack of Somerville. It's frustrating, really. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say it. I understand why he's gone Rodriguez and Alvarez, but Souček's been one of our biggest goal threats this season.
Yes.
And so I'm worried, actually. I am worried.
Yeah, look, all things being equal, Souček was probably in line to be one of our, well, not just our biggest goal threats. I wouldn't be surprised if he's finished in the top 3 for goals for West Ham this season. You miss Mohammed Kudus, and you're not really in a position to try and weaken the goal threat from the remainder of the team. Now, we've not seen anything yet from Soler to suggest that he can provide a goal threat. We've not seen an awful lot from him, actually. So I feel as much in the dark about him as a footballer as the week before we signed him. I think the Somerville one is the really difficult one to fathom, because we've seen this on numerous occasions in the past, Gio, where and it doesn't matter whether you think it's Ben Rama or Cornet or it's a Diop or any number of players who might be considered to be the understudy.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And a lot of players understand their roles within the squad. And I think when you are an understudy, you think, okay, that's fine. I'll accept that. I'm going to be a substitute. But when the person in front of me in my position is either suspended or injured, I get a go. And I think that for Somerville is going to be a really hard one to swallow, because from what I can see and just looking through some of the footage that we see that the club produced from the training ground, he seems like a popular guy. He seems to be a bit of a funny lad, bit of a joker. He's always doing something spectacular in training as well. And I understand you could probably say, I guess Ben Rama was always doing the same as well. But you have to get a chance, you really do. And he seems to be being thrown on. I mean, well, look at against Tottenham. He was thrown on against Tottenham. And when we did our statistical analysis on Patreon afterwards, he was by far the furthest forward player in his average position of all of our players as well. So he's sort of thrown on, basically thrown on. You go up there and you rescue a game in which we're 4-1 down. And I don't feel he's been given the opportunity to play alongside some of these other good players. So it's extra pressure on Lopetegui today, but pressure that he's put on himself. He was already under a lot of pressure. I don't think you get to do this and lose. And I'm obviously a little bit more worried about the result now, because I'm not that confident in the team. He loves Rodriguez, doesn't he? That much is clear.
Yeah, Paul says, don't worry, it's a cunning plan, because Souček and Somerville are going to come off the bench and win the game for us. I can't see this guy's username. It says, what is Lopetegui doing? Fabianski, Mavropanos, 2 defensive midfielders, no Somerville. What is this idiot doing? He would like to see him sacked. Barry saying Lopetegui hasn't got a clue. Andrew says the pace is sitting on the bench in regards to Somerville. John says, let's see how long it takes before you start subbing, make or break. Jordan says Somerville must have commented on Lopetegui's nanny driving style when driving into training in his Ferrari. Nick says, Man U's midfielders no legs either. This is going to be an awful game. Barry saying, where is Somerville? This is a joke. Drotte, who's a Man United fan and helps us out with what you can see on the screen. Drotte says, go easy on us. We've only spent 600 million on this squad. Jordan saying, how much do you think either manager needs to lose by in order to get the sack?
I think Ten Hag could possibly go if he loses today. I think Lopetegui doesn't go if he loses today. But I don't. If he goes lose against Man U, lose against Nottingham Forest, draw against Everton, I think he'll be sacked. So yeah, that would be my guess on it.
I think Lopetegui's here until after the Everton game. Whether he's here for the fixture post-international break depends on the outcome of all 3 games. I don't think a defeat today gets him the sack. I think even if it's a hiding, I think you'll get the whole, he's got 2 games to save himself. I think that'll get wheeled out to put a bit of pressure on him going to that Nottingham Forest game. In terms of Ten Hag, I don't know, truth be told. I couldn't. I don't think he gets a sack either if they lose today. I think their club tried to replace him in the summer, literally approached other managers, couldn't get one they wanted and decided to keep him. I mean, that's just like, you've already basically said, we don't want this guy, we just can't find anyone else. So what's changed? There's nothing really changed between then and now. The only thing that's changed is Xavi's availability after leaving Barcelona. So there's maybe a replacement cropped up. But apart from that, I don't know. I think they'll still bottle it a little bit and just keep him for a little while longer. That's why I'm almost convinced it's going to be a draw today. I think it's going to be one of those where neither manager's better off, neither fan base is better off. We're all just sat here going, maybe if they lose the next game, he's going to get the sack. I'm just convinced this game is going to be a draw. Gonzo, while I've got you, in case you disappear again, shall we do the bet?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't think I am. It's all looking stable and steady.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I was just having a little bit of fun. What are you fancying for the bet today?
Well, my Souček's goal's out the window. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we'll come on. But no, I think we've got to look at who's going to be on for the duration in this one. I think we're safe with a Paqueta or an Alvarez card. I think you can put that in. I think we have to do West Ham to win because we're
a West Ham fan channel.
Yeah, and in terms of the goals, I mean, we haven't got many players that can score. If we score, it's either going to come from Antonio or Bowen. I can't really see anyone else scoring a goal.
So pick one. What one would you?
Bowen. Bowen to score. Yeah.
Okay, that'll do. We'll make that £100. I'm using Paddy Power, by the way. So the reason I'm using Paddy Power, they're not even paying us to just do this. I'm just going to sell you. They've got a thing called Super Sub. So I've done Alvarez card. If Alvarez goes off and Souček comes on and Souček gets booked, the bet wins. Okay, so the guy that replaced him can do their thing. So we've got three things: West Ham to win, Alvarez to get booked, and Jared Bowen to score. It's as simple as that. And if that bet wins, one of you will win £100. It's as simple as that. To enter, please, in the live chat, put the following phrase.
Listen, don't get this wrong. Don't type this out wrong. You will be tempted. Don't misbehave. Don't be naughty. It's to do with his pace and maybe a bit of swimming trunks. All right. It's Speedo Rodriguez. No funny stuff. You won't be in a bet if you do any funny stuff.
Speedo Rodriguez.
Just watch yourselves. I know what you lot are like. Watch yourselves.
I know what you're like as well. You're the type of person in the live chat that you spell it incorrectly on purpose.
No, you can't
You
get
are.
that wrong.
That's the type of person.
Yeah, they're not even near each other on the keyboard.
No, I had to go look at that. I don't know why I had to go check. I can do the keyboard when I'm got my eyes closed. I can type out.
No.
I still make mistakes, but there you go. It's on the screen now. Thank you, Sam. Speedo Rodriguez. In regards to the goalkeeper, I think it's a good call. I think I understand why he's made that. Where do you think? Because before you came on, I was saying, what solid left wing, what's going on? And people were saying, I think you might find Paqueta's on the left and Soller's central, which makes sense. Where do you think Paqueta is playing today?
I think he'll play in the middle and Soler will play on the left, but I think that would be an opportunity missed. I wouldn't have picked this team, but if we assume that I've been given this 11 and then told to, try and coach it through the game, which would be a car crash really. But I would put Paqueta on the left because at least you've got some understanding there with Emerson. I'd just try that really. I don't really know what else. So I don't know why he's done it. He knows why he's done it. He'll have. I was going to say it's a tactical reason. It might not be. He might just not fancy Somerville. It's been, I think Sullivan have been quite open about it and said, look, I left him to it this summer, but I did have a little cheeky punt on Somerville. So maybe it is that, but it's like you mentioned in our breakfast show earlier when we speculated that this might be the case in the formation, in the selection, say, the starting 11, as you rightly said. That's a hell of a thing to go, to not select the player chosen by possibly your one ally at the club. So the one person that really wants, I think we can all probably agree that Stuyton won't mind if Lopetegui doesn't work out because he'll probably get more of a pick the next time and the next manager. But Sullivan really wants Lopetegui to work out. So yeah, it's a bit of a thing to say. I'm not going to pick your guy, Mr. Chairman, even though. I mean, we've had so many players where you'd have to say, what set of circumstances will it take for this guy to play a game of football? And I think my mind all automatically goes to Cornet because honestly, we had Paqueta at one point last season was injured. And he was playing on the left. We just sold Fornals. We just sold Benrahma, and he still didn't play Cornet on the left. He thought there are no set of circumstances. So he's got to be careful with that. It's not great for motivation, and I don't think it's particularly great for maybe, I don't know. I'm reading too much in it with him and the chairman, but maybe he has got a tactical reason for doing it. It's got to work though, because it's not just us as a fan base who are going to be questioning why he's done this selection. But also, if it doesn't work out, then he's got to go back into training, and Somerville's obviously going to be in training. I'm assuming. It's a hard sell for him. I think it's a really, really hard sell.
Yeah. While people were typing out the phrase that pays, I don't know if you noticed, but Rodriguez's first name rhymes with a naughty word as well.
Well, that's why I said it. Speedo is the same as Guido.
I didn't get that bit.
Right, yes. Speedo Rodriguez is Guido Rodriguez.
I just thought you were taking a piss because he's slow.
Well, I was, and it rhymed with his name, but I am aware that there is something else that rhymes, and it's not weirdo.
Anyway, you've got the West Ham team up on your screen now. Next to the other side of Gonzo, you can see the 11 and how they got that graphic laid out, which the data people, the data comes from a very expensive outlet that specialises in data, and they reckon that Paqueta's going to be on the left-hand side. Before you came on, I was saying that would frustrate me because that's proof that, all this time we've been like, can we have Paqueta on the left and Kudus central? Can we have Paqueta on the left? No. Kudus is suspended. Paqueta on the left. Oh, come on. A lot of people think it might be two up front, though, with Bowen up front with Antonio, and then Soler and Paqueta sort of number 10s, if you like.
I wouldn't mind that. I actually, as a formation, I don't mind that at all.
I think
You
that would
get your
justify
width from the wing backs. Yeah, it would justify it.
That would justify not playing Somerville. That would make sense. If you played like that, you go, okay, now I get why you've not played him, because he's not a sort of a number 10-esque type player. He's a winger that's going to hug the touchline, but you need a little bit more compactfulness in the central midfield. Paqueta gives you that. Soler gives you that. So it would make sense if we're going to play with 2 up front and then 2 sort of number 10s.
Yes, and in effect, you would actually have, because Rodriguez and Alvarez would just sit, and then what you'd have was Wan-Bissaka and Emerson would actually be part of the attack for this game if that were to work out like that, which could be good. I mean, I'm all. It's only really the Somerville stuff that's, I guess, sucked the life out of me a little bit with it, because I did think this was a winnable game. I think, I've certainly not been carrying it around me all week that we're certain to lose this game, because I just think they're really average, really, really average. I don't think we're brilliant. We're probably a little bit lower than average, but that's okay. A less than average team can beat an average team on the right day. God's grace and a fair wind, and at home and all the rest of it. So I think that can happen. If he gets his tactics right, he can blow them away. The trouble is, first goal here, it's going to be really hard for that team's head not to go down, whoever concedes it. That's going to be tough, and I know Brentford got the early goal against Manchester United, but there's a lot of weight on their shoulders. They understand. They know the frustration at that club. The Manchester United players are fully aware what's happened with Alex Ferguson, fully aware that 200 staff have been laid off, fully aware that the staff that just work in the stadium have not been given their dinner at the canteen anymore and been told to bring in their packed lunch. They're fully aware that the roof is leaking to such an extent that when it rains heavy, it's like Niagara Falls inside the stadium. They're fully aware of this stuff. They know that they see the international things when they come out. They know that whatever Rashford can't get in the England squad, they know that they're a shadow of their former selves, Man United. And I think there's a lot of weight on that. And I think when they probably know, a lot of those players, that they're not really ideally the type of players that those Manchester United fans who have been spoilt over the years want to see. They're a B-list cast rather than a bunch of Hollywood A-listers, which is what Manchester United fans want. They know it. There's a lot of weight. There's a lot of expectation on them. And I think sometimes it's going to tell. So I think if we start really fast, we get early goals, then I think it's going to be very, very difficult for Manchester United.
Yeah, listen, 1,200 of you nearly watching live, which is just ridiculous. Thank you very much. Please do drop a like on the video by clicking thumbs up. It's free, takes 2 seconds, and generally helps this video and the channel out quite a lot. If you are watching the game today and you want to send us your match reaction, please do. It's very simple. You can have yours say. All we ask is that you're honest with your opinions and you record it in landscape, because it helps us for when it comes to uploading video. So after the full-time whistle, get your phone out, landscape mode, just record your opinion. It can be about the match, it could be about a certain player, it could be about Lopetegui's team selection, the tactics, celebrating a win, ranting after a defeat, whatever. Just give us your honest opinions. That's all we want. Record it in landscape, and we transfer it to hammerschatpatron@gmail.com. We'll put the details in the description below. Please do send it in. We will submit it on either this channel or the forum channel later on this evening. But I'm not going to lie, it will be after the Liverpool-Arsenal game, because I want to watch it. So I'll go watch that game, and then I'll edit all the videos and get them up on the YouTube channel. So do get involved. And once you send in so many videos, you will get rewards from us. Depends on if you're a subscriber or a patron, which two you subscribe to. But you can get merch, you can get t-shirts, you can get mugs, signed Julian Dick's print, a signed shirt of Mohammed Kudus, a signed shirt of Paulo Di Canio, whatever. We've got lots of stuff up for grabs, so please do get involved. Get your thoughts into live chat then, because we're going to be taking your thoughts. And before we get into it, just want to say thank you to GP. He says, with a space or one word for the phrase that pays, just one word, get that into the live chat. And there was a good question from someone, Chris, I think it was. Apologies if not, I can't find it, but yeah, it was. Sorry, it was Steve. I got that confused because
it's like Chris, isn't it? Similar.
Wait. Let me justify it. It's Steve Harris, because there's a Chris Harris. We've got a subscriber called Chris Harris, and I like Chris, and Steve's here. Steve Harris says, do we think he's setting us up to not lose?
No. No. I don't think that's him. I think he's really confident in his. You've got to separate whether you like his tactics and whether he's confident in them. He's really sure that his way of doing things wins football matches. Really sure. Really, really sure. And no, he thinks this is the best way to win a game. Whether it is or not, I couldn't tell you. But I don't think he's playing for a draw. I think in every game, I think against Tottenham, he absolutely 100% believed that to play a first half like that and then the second half like that, as he did, the little switcheroo, was the way to win the game. I think he's a very confident man. So I don't think he's setting us up to not lose.
Yeah, I mean, if there's more points on the board, I think he'd be justified. But when you've got 8 points from 8 games, it's hard to say that it does work. We lose today, we'll remain in 16, but we win today by 2 goals, we'll leapfrog Man United and we'll go into 13. It's still not the top half of the table after 9 games. It's still not great, but it's something half decent. I think, is he setting us up to lose? No, I think... The thing is, it's hard to tell from a lineup. That lineup could be defensive, but that lineup could be very attacking. It doesn't really matter which players you play. It all comes down to attitude, and we cannot tell until the game kicks off. And then you can get a bit of an idea of the intention of West Ham and just how keen we are to go and get 3 points, or how keen we are to not lose the 1 point that we currently have. So it's a difficult one to answer, Steve. Apologies. I would suggest no, because of what I've seen from Lopetegui thus far. The only time I've saying that, we played Tottenham last week, and I felt when it was 0-0, I felt that we were defensive. We were doing the whole low block. We were doing the whole sort of Moyes ball thing, and it was working. Got us to half time 1-1. It worked in the first half, and he tried to go a little bit more expansive in the second half, and that's when it all fell apart. So actually, arguably, when he was defensive, it was working. Was it playing for a draw? Not really, because we'd get the ball in on the counter attack, and we were getting players forward, and we were trying to get the goals. So it was just that we had to defend for large periods before trying to capitalise on an opportunity when winning the ball off Spurs. So I think we might see something a little bit more attacking today. Lopetegui's often hinted at horses for courses, and we felt after a handful of games he had a sort of an away tactic and a home tactic. Well, let's see that today then. Can we now see us being a little bit more progressive? Because, this Man U team ain't... it's not scary, is it? In fact, let me bring up on the screen for people at home. Here's the Man U team now. Dalot, De Ligt, Martinez, Mazraoui, Eriksen, Casemiro midfield. I mean, crikey, that's a slower midfield than ours. Garnacho and Rashford provide pace on the wings and very direct wingers, Town, Højlund up front with Fernandes in the 10. But the middle of the pitch is there to be... I mean, annoyingly, I think Kudus in the number 10, this game's ideal for something like that. Just someone just running through the middle of Man United. So we'll see. We'll see how we capitalise on it. And we just want to say thank you to Sat, the Pocket Punk. It says Guido File Hot Rodriguez. He paid his money. I'm reading it out.
He paid his money. There's been some very, very funny comments in the some funny subscribers. Put it that way. Some funny things have been written.
Damien says, not my team selection of our starting lineup, way too defensive. No Somerville. Bruno in the middle for Man U to pull all the strings. He reckons Irving should have been starting. Jordan says his Man U team is ripe for the picking. Ralph said I was all for dropping Paqueta, then watching Celtics United and changed my mind. Okay, your comments coming in. Let's see what you're all saying. Dad's Army reckons we're winning 2-1. Alex says not a chance that David Sullivan will employ Jose Mourinho.
And nor should he. Nor should he.
Have you? Would you have Mourinho, or are you going to do a video about it?
Well, both could discuss it now and do a video about it. I'm not sure.
If we draw 1-1, then maybe a Mourinho video is coming, because
I don't want him. It just doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, it's what do we want? He's just a defensive manager. We've got some serious friction at the club at the moment behind the scenes. We've already got divisive characters at the club. Do we need another one in there? No. Listen, I'm sick of it, mate. I'm sick of watching Southampton, who have got 1 point. 1 point. I'm sick of watching them and watching how they play football, thinking I'm a bit jealous of that, right? No, all this negative stuff, this negative football has got to stop. I'm sick of it. And that's why I will take it. If we've got that funky formation with 2 number 10s and wing backs that are attack, bring it on. It works. Bring it on. I'm sick of defensive crap football. Not yesterday. There we go. I've actually got a tea stain on my notes from. We didn't have a shot from the 19th minute to the 54th minute against Tottenham. I can't stand it. I can't stand that stuff. No, I don't want Mourinho.
Danny said, just seen a line-up. His days are up already. What has Somerville got to do to get a start? Jeff said, one set of fans will be singing You're Getting Sacked in the Morning. Just hope it's ours.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. One set of fans are singing that, Jeff. Yeah.
The whole stadium might be singing it.
To everyone, to both of them. Yeah.
Paul says, Lopetegui tactics. While we are not losing, everybody behind the ball, and we are losing 8 men in front of the ball. Brilliant. Brilliant. Tony says Lopetegui's clever enough to drop Areola, but not Paqueta. Lucas's head is not in the right place, and it's costing us. That's an interesting comment, I think.
I'm not sure it's clever. I don't.
Okay, then can we say ruthless? Then it's reasonable.
Yeah, yes, I think you can. I think you can say ruthless. Yeah, I think every manager has this. They have their favourites. I was thinking about it this morning, just thinking what would it take? It's quite clear. It's quite clear that he is not, and I totally understand it. I wouldn't be able to play under such circumstances. It's not just if this works out badly, it could be followed. The FA investigation, the Brazilian FA investigation, could be followed by a legal investigation. It's got to be a hard thing to carry on your shoulders. And he's not been the same player for a long, long time. He's not been the same player for a year or so. I think actually last season, when the news dropped, I thought he was amazing. First 2 months last season, I thought, wow, this is incredible. But we don't have that same player anymore. And basically, what everyone's doing is waiting around for the idea of Paqueta. But it's like the ghost of Paqueta. That's what we're waiting. This idea of Paqueta, what he can be, has not been around for a long time. We're all waiting for this one magical pass or this one thing to happen. And it might happen. But then I'll tell you what, if it does happen, it might not then happen again for another 10 games. This is the problem. He's lost any sort of consistency that he did have. He's lost. And I just think, I actually agree there, because I just think, there seems to be no set of circumstances where he would get dropped by Lopetegui. So we've all had it. Moyes had his favourites, Southgate had his favourites. Everyone's got their favourites. I think it's fine to have a favourite, but make sure they're playing well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm a bit like that with Jared Bowen. I don't mind Bowen being the favourite, because if he has a couple of quiet games, I'm pretty confident the third one he'll turn up and start producing the goods. I think you can get away with sticking with certain players through bad spells, because sometimes that's what players need to get out the bad spell. They need to sort of play their way through it a little bit and then get back into good. It's you drop a player and you bring them back in, they're not necessarily going to hit the ground running. Every player's different. I think Bowen's one of the players that you just have to grin and bear it when he has an off day, because the next one he'll probably be all right. But with Paqueta, it's almost like you said, it's a bit of a women of prayer now, and Roma's playing the game of law of averages. Well, he's had this many bad ones. Surely it's something he's going to have a good one now. Okay, not this one. Maybe next one's going to be the good one.
But he's far more likely, Gio, to throw himself to the floor in a tantrum and leave us one man short for a counter-attack than he is to play that magical pass that we're all waiting for. And that's the problem. And you can't. You can look at it and expect that wonderful pass to come. Yes, he's the only guy in the team that has the vision to do that. Okay, yeah, that's true. But he's probably also the only guy in the team that can do that other stuff as well. And I thought whatever goal it was, where it was the ball hoofed up from Areola and he tried to chest it down.
Third one, Tottenham's third one, the own goal.
It was the worst chest control I've ever seen in my life. And then, he threw himself to the floor because he knew he knew he'd done bad chest control. And he thought, I can't get that. So he did that. And then Emerson had to run over to try and bail him out. And it screwed us. So, yeah, he's as capable, but more capable of that than he is of doing the magical pass.
Do you think, speaking of Emerson, do you think that could get the better out of Paqueta today if he is out on that left? Even if whether he's on the sort of left of three attacking midfielders or on the left of two number 10s, it's likely he's going to be closer to Emerson today.
Yeah, look, if you're going to play him, then do something with him. Give him every chance. Give him a cuddle. Tell him he's the best. Put him next to his mate. Do everything you can if you're going to play. Yeah, don't but don't select him and then think, oh right, well that's it. I'm not going to do everything I can to help him flourish. Stop putting him in positions where he can have a massive impact on West Ham, particularly with stuff like that. Because there was that, and then there was the one with Bowen, if you remember, the counter-attacking goal as well, where he really only had to move the ball to Paqueta, and then Paqueta should have played Kudus in. That on 2 occasions we've been dispossessed through the middle. All right, one of them, Bowen, was dispossessed. The other one, Paqueta, basically gave it away. You can't do that. Don't put him in those dangerous positions. We need ball retention there. If we're going to have everyone, playing in the way that we do with this high line, we cannot have that, invite that counter-attack upon us. So, yeah, give him every chance. Put him out the way. Put him on the left there. It's a little bit of a safer position for us defensively than when it goes wrong in the middle. We're just open to attack, and he's there, rolling around, clutching his knee or clutching his face when nothing's actually happened.
Yeah, right. Gonzo, whilst I read out some comments from the live chat, could you respond to the WhatsApp from Nick, please? Would you mind just doing a little bit?
I will.
Do another bit of admin while I read out some comments. Thank you to Moisasaurus. Says Lopetegui makes Moyes look good, smooth talker in interview, but no good. Thank you very much for your super chat. It helps a lot. And also to Sam for the £20 super chat. Wow, 20 quid. Thank you, Sam. That's pays for the bet giveaway. He said win today. 2-1. He's feeling like we're gonna get a win. Gonzo, are you feeling? You said 2-1 in there.
Well, someone's feeling something, judging by this WhatsApp message. I was expecting that in a build-up to a show. Disgusting.
What she said?
No, nothing. I'm just making a joke. It is
fixed? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay then. Right then. Have you got the live chat, Gonzo?
I've got the live chat. What do you want me to
read some out, and I'll get Nick set up.
Okay, well, I don't know if Gio's just read this, but we will start from where he left off. Why is Todibo dropped? He's injured. Somerville, Jordan says, in the number 10 would have been interesting today. Yeah, I certainly agree with that one. Fab, one big save away from putting his back out, says Dave B, who clearly thinks Fabianski is a little bit too old for all this malarkey. GP, I'm not reading that out. I don't know why we're talking about why somebody is a beast on Football Manager. Let's have a little look here at what. Okay, John Miles needs something today as Forest away will be tough. I've got to be honest with you, John. I've been jealous. I'm jealous of everyone. I'm jealous of Southampton. Jealous of Nottingham Forest. Nuno Espirito Santo, he knows how to get strikers playing, doesn't he? And it's so funny, I was watching that yesterday and Friday, and I thought, actually, I see. I'm not convinced that Füllkrug would do well for us at the moment. I thought, do you know what? If we got him, he's not going to come to us. Why would he come to us? And I don't think he plays the best football in the world, but you'd be happy to be sixth in the league, wouldn't you? But I thought he would probably is one manager that would probably get Füllkrug playing quite well there. And while we're here, William Colton, thank you very much indeed for the $2 Aussie, I believe. So nothing makes my day than your vids. Keep it up. Very nice.
Can I just say to William,
you can.
This is a bit of a shameless plug for Patreon, but I'm going with it because I'm quite confident the patrons are going to back me up in the live chat. If you haven't already seen Naked this week, I highly recommend it. Right, some people have suggested it's one of the best naked podcasts we've done, and we've done quite a lot of them now. We've done one a week since the start of last season, right? So there's a lot of naked episodes that's gone up, right? And some people have suggested this week's episode is the best one yet.
You are out of order. You are out of order. You are bang out of order telling people to go over and watch that particular episode.
I have not said what is the content is in the podcast.
Can I just tell you now, right, that Peppa Pig business has completely overshadowed what was the very important point was why did that person walk in front of me when I'd already pressed the button for the crossing? Even though I'd pressed it, they went and pressed it again because they didn't trust that I'd pressed it even though the light was on. I thought that was the big takeaway from there, but everyone's gone mad with this other stuff, and I'm getting personal messages, I'm getting demands. It's not and now you're telling everyone to go over and yeah.
It's worth a watch, in my opinion. Gonzo gets exposed.
I
never thought I'd say Gonzo and Daddy Pig in the same sentence, but it happened. We exposed Gonzo with his Daddy Pig. I don't know how. I think I'm going to stop. I don't know how to describe this.
I think you should stop. You should stop. That is even worse than it. That sounds worse than it actually was.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to know you know where Patreon is. So thank you very much to Sam for the Aussie dollars. But if the videos make your day, naked might make your week. Anyway, right then, Nick, you ready to rock and roll? Right then, you guys at home, don't go anywhere. Myself and Gonzo are going to disappear, but Nick's going to be on your screen in just a few seconds. He's with you for the watch along, and I'll be back after the game for the review. Please do drop a like on it. Over 1,000 people watching live, which is just ridiculous. But if you all liked the video, that would help us out quite a lot. I'll be back live after full time with my review. And send us your fan cams today. The more people that get involved, the better. The more people that get involved, the better. The more data we have, the more opinions we have, the more. If 10 people send us a fan cam and everybody's saying the same thing, that's pretty serious, right? You got to take a note of that. So get involved. Landscape Hammers Chat Patreon@gmail.com. We transfer it. It's 10 times easier for me. Anyway, myself and Gonzo are going to disappear. You're sticking with 2-1, Gonzo.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with 1-1. Nick, the show is yours. Take it away.
I was waiting for some kind of message from Gio, like a thumbs up. You're in solo. Gio's getting thumbs up from both of them, which is going to have to split orifices in some way. But hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to. I've seen it called El Sacico, El Sacchio, El Crapico, El Shitico. The P45 Derby. These are the names I've seen so far. Anyone has any other names? I would love to see them, because I was going to try and think of some, or maybe get around to ask. I don't do any thinking of my own these days. I just ask ChatGPT. I was going to ask it to come up with some like clever play on words related to the P45 Derby, or Sacchio, Sacico, Crapico, Crapio, Shitio, whatever. I didn't get round to it. Anyway, so if anyone has any other funny things to say about the nonsense, let me know. Northie's not here today. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's away. Oh yeah, he said he's gone to Brighton. So he's doing what only can be called a sailor's tour of Brighton, one would expect. Apart from that, I'm very happy to be here. Yeah. Afternoon lipstick son, where's your hubby? Yeah, Northie's not here. Pete's immediately gone for, he's made fun of my crippling jaundice, which it harks back to the early days, way back in June when I was doing some friendlies, and I was in a room and it was yellow. It's okay to cry. I don't know if that's real. I don't think I said I was sad or about to cry. So I think that's just a random message. I guess it was like Men's Mental Health Month next month. So it's okay to cry. On the football, yeah, weird really. On paper, we can actually beat them. If you look at our players against their players, there's no reason why we can't get a result. So there's some kind of gut instinct that we actually might get a result. And then like other thoughts take over and say nonsense. We can never get a result. Like a posh Paul Goddard. I don't know who Paul Goddard is. I don't know if that makes me posh. I did a video a couple of weeks ago with Gonzo on his channel. Maybe even 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it probably was by now. And the commenter said, they'd be called a troll because they just said something negative. But anyway, they said, oh, looks like we've got the head of the prawn sandwich brigade here, which I have been thinking about that comment at least once every 2 or 3 days because I love sandwiches. My aversion to pies has been well documented on this channel. Sandwiches are okay, and you can do like wholemeal bread, so it's like really healthy. Prawn sandwich is in my top 10. So he was actually bang on. If there was a prawn sandwich brigade, I would nominate myself to be head of that. But nut sacchio, that's yeah. I guess it's got the word sack in the nut part, the nut sacchio. Yeah, I don't know. Ten Hag is bald. If there were 2 bald managers, that would be bang on. Damien goes to Scorchio, obviously fast show reference there. Very nice. Scott, sack race. Oh yeah, Jordan's Ahoy is obviously related to Northie. It's going around Brighton, experimenting. P45 Cup final. Bring back Charlie. I think he's just coming in the door now. Will be back in 5 minutes. It was all the cunning ruse. You've got relegation scrap. Yeah, that's true. If you could make a play on words related to relegation, that would be nice. Yeah, why assume Solera's left wing? Paqueta left wing would make sense, but nothing makes sense, Kevin. We are not in the world of making sense. Donkey Derby in honor of 2 top coaches. There was a commenter on one of Gonzo's videos, whom I think he was called Modernista or something. I can't remember the joke, but he made quite a good joke about there being a donkey sanctuary by the side of the London Stadium, because Gonzo has this thing about donkeys, the animal. He loves them. So obviously donkeys, the animal, him loving them, and our players playing like donkeys. There's a lot there. Yeah, I mean, the Somerville thing, I'd play him. What to say? Whose sacks are on the line? Sacks on tables, sacks on the line, arse on the line, and you don't want to cock up, that kind of thing. Am I Bruce Willis's love child? Unfortunately not. Yeah, you have to laugh watching West Ham or you'll cry. I mean, I'm okay. Like, the world's loudest mouse click is trigger anxiety. Sorry, is it loud? Fucking hell. All right, Mike. All right, Jesus Christ. Mike says, the world's loudest mouse click is triggering anxiety. Why do you have PTSD about mouse clicks? I'll try and if I go to the tapping pad, that's worse for me. Like, that's much worse for me, Mike, but slightly better for you. So I'll just do that. I'll just do that for your sake. Poor up front Jesus. This bloke must want the sack. I skim read that and I thought it was something to do with like the Lord or his son wanting the sack. So I was very, very confused. Very, very confused. This is why I don't interact on here anymore. You are interacting. Too much negativity starting already. I don't think I said anything negative so far, to be honest. And the negativity is very funny. Anyway, what time is it, by the way? 2 minutes to go. Got to see if I can get a radio link going. The negativity is funny because you can't, it's not you can't, I'm not telling you what to do. I don't blame anyone for being negative and annoyed. Obviously, Gio and Gonzo, you can tell they're a bit pissed off because obviously it's like your work and your passion about West Ham, and someone is kind of doing silly things in a leadership sense. So it's going to put you down, make you down rather. I didn't put you down as a donkey reference, but like, it's going to get you a bit down. And then another channel, Claret and Booze, he did a big rant about it. And obviously in the commenters were like, oh, you know, whatever. 95% were in support of him. 5% were just being silly. They weren't even disagreeing. They were just being silly. But I agree with them. And I even admire the people who are putting themselves on the line to make deeply emotional videos and throwing them out on YouTube. But I'm just trying to stay positive. I don't really know. I think the only conclusion I was trying to make was that I'm trying to stay actually positive because we could win today. It could happen. It's believable that we could win. And it's believable we could actually get like 1 or 2 results in the next game. So just bear with me for like a second, talking about yourselves, because I need to figure out these effing like the visual radio links that I may or may not have available to me as we are now at kickoff. So there's a lot of comments flooding in. I'll get to them in a minute. Where's the other bloke, Barry, or is it Gary? I have an alternate persona called Barry, but I don't want to go into that now. And then Hammerlock says, what is there to be positive about? That's fair enough. And then DC is trying to figure out the linking situation, which I am also in the midst of actually. No, I can't do that. There's a lot going on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 devices currently happening. So at some point, I will be able to, as Craig David said, fill you in. So you're just going to have to chat amongst yourselves and make witty banter and ideally commentate on the game. Hang on. I might have a result here. Okay, I've got something. So give me a second while I get my various devices and my various visual radios going on, because I've got something here and I will be able to give you good information any second now. Hang on. Okay. Right. Okay, we have something in place. We have a backup in place. And we are currently coming up to 1 minute. There's also a clock. So I need to do that. Jeff says you have a message from your OnlyFans. I wish. God, I wish I was on OnlyFans. Hang on a minute. To get the, Jesus Christ, to get the clock up, it's not working for me. So the only way I think I could possibly see if the clock is working and I can get my clock up, easy play on words there, is to reload this page, which I'm not going to do. So if Gio can listen, if Gio's listening to me and is wondering why the clock isn't up, it's because I'm not going to try and reload my screen. So the clock in the corner, 2 minutes, is gonna happen. I'll get to football in a minute. Just want to say, the fact you don't know who Paul God is sad me. I don't want to make you sad, Stuart. I want to make you happy. So I just don't have time right now to research that. What's been happening in the game? We just gave away a pass. They might score in the first minute. Oh, they hit the crossbar. They hit the crossbar. It's Garnacho hit the crossbar because apparently we're shit. So that is happening. We are shit live on Sunday afternoon. Okay, footballing wise, the only thing I've been able to see with one eye, with what I've got going on in the world of technology, is it's been very scrappy. It was a lovely pass by Alvarez out to Antonio on the left wing, who kind of moves around and then loses it. He almost got it through to Bowen, but he did not. So yeah, 2.5 minutes in, both teams attacking. One crossbar hit. Dean says, bring back the paper forehead clock. For those who don't know, I had a brilliant stratagem of, of having paper on my forehead that told you information. I don't have to, Somerville has to wear stilts to get a game. Is that because he's short, or is that some kind of slang or pop culture reference? I don't get. Clive, clock and score on screen. Thank you, Clive. Clive, I've said this before, but I know a fact. I don't know many facts. Clive comes from the Old English word meaning glue. So yeah, and then so an F up in midfield, nearly costing us a goal. It was very close. Look at this way. We've made one absolute mistake that should have cost our goal, but they didn't take their chance. So that's good. Positives. Terrible lineup. Okay, many have got the ball in defence, passing around. It's always very interesting to see what happens there. We're not pressing, we're sitting back. When they go just above their halfway line, 10, 15 yards into our half, that's when our winger, Bowen in this case, as it's on our right, does come up. Wan-Bissaka wins the ball well there. So I guess you call that a semi-press or a mid-block, if you have to call things a block. We're not doing a low block. We're doing another size of block. So yeah, they've got it in their half now, passing it around, which is the worst situation for us. And they do break, and the ref gives something to, I think Fernandez is in terrible ankle pain because there was some contact. Shamrock down because his Hampton drags along the floor. I mean, I suppose. See, now Chippy, what he's done there is try to appear kind of thick and working class, but he spelt etymology correctly with a Y, which would tell you he knows the word etymology. So you've basically outed yourself as not thick. Amazing spectacle. I like that. I don't really know what that means, but good. Do you give match score prediction with honestly or club shirt emotion? Oh, Jesus. I don't really know. I did hear one man there's one dude once, he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he was asked a question, and he said there are 3 ways of answering that. And he said, oh God. And he said head, heart, or gut, something like that. And I thought there's also cock. So there's 4 ways of actually answering any question as a man or someone who identifies as one. I just got a gut feel we could win. So I suppose, because the gut feel is one you should go on. If you don't know, like, oh, what should I do about that situation? You just like quiet yourself, and then your gut will tell you something, because there's bacteria in your gut. I might have talked about this before because I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's called the gut-brain axis. This is why you need to eat healthy food, because then your gut is working, and you have bacteria in your gut that have a direct line of communication to the thinking in your brain. I'm not being mad. I'm not like a Scientologist. Look it up in any source, left, right, or center. And that's true. Hammerlock has seen enough. I was looking up Lopetegui anyway, like 6.5 minutes in, and there's been a lot of like just punting. Apart from those couple of, they had a chance. We were in their box a bit, and now it's just going around the pitch, forward and back. And like now, Man U have it in their half, and they're just overplaying it, passing around because we're pressing. Again, once we press high, that's worrying, because then it just gives them a chance to run forwards, and they do, and it doesn't work out. Fernandez, I think, couldn't quite reach it, but that's how they're going to get some joy against us. Is if we just push up too much too soon, because apparently, at the moment, at least, I don't know if we'll get on top of that, but at the moment, when they're in their half and we push up a bit, they are able to play it round, and then we just run after it, and then they play it over the top. So that is what has happened so far, and they've come a bit close to making that work. I can't remember what the hell I was talking about before I went on that. I was going on like blind alley of nonsense at that point. So I think I was trying to make a point, but I don't know what it was. Dave says, you need a signed shirt for your background. I mean, I was hoping, as I'd been doing this for months, that like I'd get some freebies from the various cardboard boxes that exist in Gio's loft. I've been offered absolutely the sum total of fuck all at this point. GF, who's playing left wing? I mean, at the moment, Man U attack. Oh, they should have scored. Oh, they did not score, but they should have scored. Garnacho shot, and it was a terrible shot. But at the time he shot, it was about 7 yards out. So they've been, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we're going for a high line. I just say that our players are slow and Garnacho's quick. The only player that we've really got to combat Garnacho's pace is Wan-Bissaka. Apart from that, Mavropanos is slow, Kilman is average, and then obviously Alvarez we know is slow. I mean, all of our players are quite slow. We don't have pace. So they just keep playing it the same way, and that was the best they've got in so far. They were close with Fernandez before, and I think they were close once before that. So that's happened 3 times now. It looks like Soler is on the left. That may or may not be true, because yeah, I think he is. I mean, Paqueta just went out there for a minute. I mean, Soler did just close down Dallo, so that was good that he ran for 10 yards as a professional footballer. Celebrate that. Yeah, Pete says not hard to guess who'll score first. I mean, it's not gambling advice, but Garnacho to score first would be a safe bet. If this is working, I'm just going to look up what that is out of morbid curiosity. I don't want to be cast aspersions as being negative, but Garnacho is 7-1 to score first. Rashford 6-1, Holland 5-1, and Fernandez 15-2. are all score first. So yeah, not advice. Garnacho 7-1 score first. Some people don't bet on their own teams. They think it's bad luck. But, you know, I mean, if you'd bet against West Ham this season, then the odds would be with you. If anyone's got match bingo, let us know. There was a Hammers Chat subscriber who I heard Gio and Gonzo say earlier today, won 50 quid off match bingo off a £2 card. So go to the App Store, get match bingo first off. That's the first thing to do, because then that's supporting Gio and Gonzo by just downloading it. Link is below. And also someone won 50 quid, not on the West Ham game, it was on another game, Southampton or Brentford or something or other. And apparently the game of football was crap, but they won 50 quid on a match bingo card. What is happening now is Man U are kind of in our half, but then when they've got the ball in our half, they're not bothered. They'll go back to their halfway line. So their game is not to try and, at the moment, not as 10 minutes in, almost 11, not to try and, like the opposite of what Tottenham did last week, who wanted to get to the final third and then play it around and then make something happen, which we stopped. And then Paqueta effectively cost us 3 goals. So anyway, we just won possession there because, again, when Man U have got it in that situation, they don't look, not only that they have much ideas, they don't really seem bothered about it. They're like, well, this is not where we want to be. And then when we've got the ball and we push forward, as I said, they don't even quickly counter. They pass it around, launch it forwards. As we pass, Antonio does chest it down, runs forward well, holds off the winger, gets it in. Terrible cross, Onana. I mean, didn't have anyone to cross to. It was only Soler coming in late. So I think after that run, oh, Jesus, they attack again. Garnacho runs forward, passes it to Holland, who gets it and almost scores but doesn't. 6 yards away from goal. He played around with it too much. I think the pass from Garnacho wasn't that good. And now our midfielders just a bit all over the place. They've got it on the right wing. The cross comes in. Oh, and it's a header over. Free header from Fernandes. So, yeah, alertness. I'm not sure if Fernandes was like borderline offside or if that was just terribly cack. So I think Rodriguez was on just our midfielders. No, he wasn't. He was onside. Our midfielders. I don't know how you don't mark your opposing players, your opposing opponent who is in the midfield. And when they're attacking around your 18-yard line, you just don't go, hang on a minute, just a quick look. Look over your shoulder. Where is he? Where is he? So that what pissed me off. Like the rest, pissing me off and the ranting and the negativity and all of this kind of thing, just stupidity. Just where is your opposing midfielder? Have a look. Lucky escape number 4 says so. Oh, good places. Audi alias TT. God. Dean, the under 5s taught Manx a lesson or two. I don't quite get that. Eddie Martin, it's awful. Paul, it's beyond embarrassing. Richard, should be 3-0 to them. Yeah, I mean, we're riding our luck. James Ward-Prowse was ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot of ridiculous decisions. There's a lot. 2 passes is all it takes to open us up, says Talis. 12 minutes, we should be 2-0 down. Says, foxes are screaming. Yeah, it is. Lopetegui's waving his hands around. Just tell them to mark the opponent. When they have the ball, just treat them like 8 or 9-year-olds. They have the ball, so you have a number of jobs to do. Your first job is just take a look over your shoulder. Where's the opponent? There's the opponent. Okay, job number 1. Job number 2, where's the opponent running to? He's going to run somewhere. Where's he going to run to? But we don't really seem to realize this. I mean, again, like fans on social media and around the world, and everyone really talks a lot of bollocks. But my bollock talking point is to recall Freddie Potts from loan, because he's young, and I think young people are fitter and quicker than the players that we keep playing in our midfield. And then just like follow along with other teams. Like other teams are okay to just play youngsters. So obviously the Sunville thing. But anyway, now they have it in their half. Again, we just push up. I mean, we got lucky there. We win a throwing because it was a bad pass. We push up, but we don't really have the midfielders to do that. And we certainly don't have the defenders to do that. So we just, it's like we're willing, but it's just the wrong choice. Oh God, Antonio just can't pass it and he goes out thrown. Yeah. I did look up Lopetegui. Oh, that's what I was going to go on about. I don't know what I started talking bollocks about, but what I'm curious about is how Seville or Sevilla, depending on how you want to say it, won the Europa League and came fourth and did well while Lopetegui was there. Did they just have some really, really decent players at that time? I have a hazy memory that I think they did. I mean, I didn't follow the Europa League in 2020 and 2021. And I don't really follow Spanish football, as Antonio just gives it away again. But when Bissaka puts it out for a throw into them, and I remember they did have some decent players. Can't remember them now. Could look them up on Wikipedia. But anyway, Lopetegui did, the record of Sevilla was so good. I think they lost either 4 or 5 games only all season, and obviously finished fourth that year that Lopetegui was there, as well as winning the Europa League. And their goals for record was incredibly good. So, that's in his past, but did he just inherit a few really good players? I don't know. I'm just trying to think about why are we shit, and then why does Lopetegui know something, or are players being stupid? I don't really know. Well, anyway, we win. Apparently, we won a corner because Dallo put it out for a corner, even though he didn't need to. The only thing I'd say is that our only hope is that Man U are also a bit crap. Richard Wiley, Emerson, unironically looking like our best defensive threat. I like that because I like the idea of a fullback ironic, just playing ironically. There's something funny there. Shamrock Dances come on Palace. Maybe they've scored. Ramsaka proving a point. Anyway, cross comes in. I don't know who's taking it. Emerson, I think. Yes, he is. It's a good cross. Bowen tried to connect, but he did not connect to it. And now Man U attack. Alvarez covers. Paqueta's covering as well and gets the ball off Fernandez. And now he's holding him off. Passes it to Alvarez. If he can pass to a teammate, yes, that's 3 passes now linked together. 4, 5, 6, back to Emerson. Emerson dribbles up the wing. There's no one there, no one for him, so he goes back to Antonio. So we've got about 7 passes together, 8 now. As Rodriguez passes out to the right wing, that's 9. Wan-Bissaka runs up the right wing, crosses it in, but it bobbles out. And got a think he got a deflection. James says Sevilla had some players when he managed them. Plus, it's the Europa League. They always play excellent in that cup. Yeah, they were 4th in the league, I suppose. I mean, yeah. So the teams in the lower half of the Spanish league are a bit crap, but Dick Turpin. I don't know why it says Turpin twice. If it said Dick twice, that would be funny for obvious reasons. But also, there's that animal called a Dick. So as Man U attack. So there's an animal called a Dick. I think it's like a very small antelope. And for some reason, my son, a year ago or so, I don't know how exactly we got down that road, but he came up with this joke about, instead of what was it? Dick Turpin and Nicholas Whittington? Anyway, we came up with this character called Dickolas Dick Dickington. But if he had a pet, it would be Dickolas Dick Dickington's Dick. Anyway, it wasn't really funny now, but at the time, it was funny. I just want to know what paracetamol, or maybe just it gives you a headache. Hasib says get Potter in. I'd be okay with Potter. I'd be okay with Edin Terzic. I'd be okay with Mourinho. Not because I think they'd be anything special. I just think it would be a bit more entertaining. Because with Mourinho, it's not like football would be better, but on a pure win ratio, as Paqueta pumps it forward and plays it too far, goes out. Not a bad idea. Didn't work. Yeah, I just think Mourinho would give a better win ratio. The football wouldn't be worse. And at least you might get some value from a press release statement or a touchline shenanigans. something like that. I think Potter would be better, because I think he's better at man management. Oh God, Rashford goes through. Oh, he should have scored, but he didn't. So they've had 5 should have scored chances. Thankfully, it fell to Marcus. Incredibly shit footballer. Rashford will probably score now, but it doesn't change the fact. As Lee Carsley looks on. Anyway, yeah, I just think Potter would be a bit better. I think he'd have some form of system, and I think he would play youngsters. And then there's the whole Will Still thing, which Will Still was talked about at the end of 2023 when people were thinking about replacing Moyes. And Will Still is now managing Lens, or Lens, you may pronounce it in French accent, don't really know. And they're 5th in the French league, and they've won 1 game out of 11 or 10, maybe 10. I think they've got 4 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss so far in the French league. And Will Still, when he went to manage the other team beginning with L, possibly Lyon, maybe, they had League One, or League as the French would call it. They had the longest unbeaten record. I think they had like 17 league games in a row unbeaten. And obviously he's a West Ham fan. That won't happen, because he's in the middle of the season, so he's not just going to leave the club he's with. But he would seem like the young West Ham-related project manager with proven experience of at least getting the team unbeaten for 17 games. Not bad feat in any league. So, yeah, there's no point to me saying any of that. It's just when people say, "Oh, I don't want this manager, I don't want that manager." I mean, Dean, I don't really know. I don't know why you had to make it harsh for yourself on the end there, Dean. But that's what you did. Bowen puts a cross in. It's a good cross, but Onana comes and claims it. It wasn't that bad. It was an okay cross. And then James says Rodgers would be a great shout. He has experience. He has the win record. I mean, Rodgers is very hit and miss, but he has highlights. He has good highlights. He has a lovely, soft Irish lilt as well. If you're into that kind of thing. Having watched a fair amount of Dortmund, Terzic will get outclassed quickly. Maybe we'll get rid of him then. It might sound nonsense. I just think the whole long-term contract doesn't work, because they get paid a lot and there's a lot of managers out there. So unless you're definitely amazing. Is De Zerbi still out of a job? Is De Zerbi still unemployed? Or did he go to another club? Or is he basically hanging around for the Man City or the Man U job? Probably. Mike's travels. Our defence is easy to play through. Yeah, very. I mean, they've got it now on the wing. They pass it through. Rashford stands there on the 18-yard line. No one intercepts that ball, marks him. Paqueta does a nice pass up to Soler, who gets caught in possession. But 23 minutes in, how is this? I mean, I've just luck that it's 0-0, because they've had so many chances. They've had at least 3 chances that were close to being one-on-ones. They weren't 100% one-on-ones, but they were close to it. And they stuffed it up every time. So, yeah, it's just what this season is about, really. I mean, this is probably the home game of the season that I want to win the most, because of all the fans. Man United fans are still the most ridiculous, because they're glory hunters that don't have glory. None of them are from Manchester. Gio did that conversation with one who did have a slight northern accent, who said that when we go ahead, he said, we're a tough nut to crack and we can beat anybody. And in their last 3 Europa League games, they've gone ahead and not won. So, yeah, they're just kind of deluded. Whereas we know we're shit, which I think is good. I don't know why it's good. Oh, here we go. Argumas says, thank you. De Zerbi coaches Marseille. Well, there you go. Egotistical Mourinho. You got 2 play on words there. You got double word score. We're in a low block. I don't really think, you can't really call it low block because we're not really blocking anything. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying we're shit. Paqueta yellow cards, 24 minutes in. Did anyone have that? Dean says, so is Amarin. He'll be at City next season when Pep leaves. Who's this guy? Dry, very dry. Are you talking about humor or my voice or my skin? I'll moisturize. I'm very oiled on my OnlyFans, but I'm not ready for that now. DC, I don't think in Matitude we get, we're a broken. It's just the sheer voice of positivity from DC. We are shit. Everyone's shit. Everything's shit. Aviaki. Yes, into Irish. Okay. Bowen can't take corners. He can take them, but does not well. I don't know if the dry thing is about my tone of voice, so I'm going to lubricate myself with some ding dong green tea. Oh no, not ding dong dong ding. Well, that was a rather long drink, wasn't it? So 26 minutes in, they've had 5+ must-score chances. I don't know what the XG on them was because no one cares about that, but Sky Sports still go on about it. They have had 5 0.98 XG chances. We've had no chances. We have attacked, but not very well. It's almost as if it would be good if we had a left winger on the pitch. If you could imagine that ridiculous situation of actually playing a left winger who creates chances, then he might have created one by now. So yeah, Bowen tries to loop it forward to Wan-Bissaka, but it wasn't quite on, so it didn't work. I mean, we're winning possession because, you know, like we're trying. Bowen's trying as he takes it up the right wing corner. See, I'm very moist when it's on dry. See, if I aim to increase moisture in men. So Richard Wiley says Bowen to start. Yes, I love Bowen. Anyone got Harry's number? Oh, Leon's just saying hello to someone. Obsidian, they should have had a goal every 5 minutes. Well, more than that, because we're less than 30 and they've had, yeah, coming up to, cross comes in, not Bowen. Good header from Paqueta, I think, but it was ambitious. Decent, but ambitious. Yeah, I mean, Guilherme and Somerville, impact players. If somehow we get to half-time drawing this game, God knows how we'll have done that. Then, yeah, Guilherme and Somerville. What else are they doing on the left flank? Not much. Sean says it's more his ball he's going for there. Paqueta, decent go. Yes, but I mean, we've had most of the possession in the last 3 minutes, looking at the intense positives. Antonio chests it down very well, takes it past his man, almost gets it to Paqueta, not quite. Someone follows up. That was Rodriguez, no, Alvarez maybe. And we are attacking. Like the effort in the attack is there. The quality is absolutely not. But the effort in attack is. In defense, we have not much effort and zero quality. So obviously, learn from that is just keep attacking. James says stick on Somerville. Yeah, that would be nice. Audi. Why is it Audi alias TT? The alias is in the middle of the TT. I get that. But anyway, they're working hard. Yep. And yeah, someone does a good, Mavropanos does it should be a very good tackle. I'm not sure if the referee's being a knob about it. Obviously, Garnacho is saying he's hurt, but it was a very good tackle from Mavropanos. It was a last-ditch sliding tackle, which in an ideal world, we'd stop doing what we're doing. And then obviously Ten Hag is like, oh, fuck off. He was offside. What happened is, yeah, he was offside. Mavropanos comes through and, let's see, does he get the ball first? No, not even slightly. But it doesn't matter because it was offside. That's how football works. But yeah, I mean, again, like their game plan is not a mystery. Oh, God, I think the ref is being a phenomenal cock and maybe giving Mavropanos a yellow card, which if he's doing that, exactly the same thing happened last week against Tottenham. yeah, Mavropanos did get a yellow card, even though that exactly the same happened last week against Tottenham. Who was it on? Bowen, maybe? There was just a moment where one of their players put in a studs up kung fu kick on one of our players and right on his leg. But the ref said no. Can't remember who it was again. I can't remember what player that was. It's almost coming to me. But anyway, then the ref said no, because referees, to be a referee, you have to have psychological issues. So if you think, well, it's Manchester United and they were good at the end of the 90s, so I'd better card their opposing player. So what's happening now? I mean, it's, if anything, hopefully that's good. Maybe our players will feel a sense of injustice and wake up a bit. We're playing it around from the back. Ooh, we got lucky there with Alvarez. Wan-Bissaka picks it up, drives forward. We just need to keep attacking as much as humanly possible, because they're not good. And defensively, we're shit. So we have it out on the left wing. Soler, pass it to Paqueta. Don't stuff it up. Oh, he stuffed it up. I mean, yeah, Paqueta. Why is Paqueta so shit? Oh, they play it through. Is this their goal? Probably. Oh, he skied it. I don't even know if it was offside, but Dallo, I mean, I heard that Haaland did a bad one, so I'm not sure if this is miss of the season, but this is a miss of the season, if not the miss of the season. Was he offside? No. So he was onside. He was onside, taps past the keeper. Thank God Fabianski didn't make contact. And then 7 yards out, smacks it over the bar. And again, I mean, their game plan is not a mystery. This would be 7th time they've done it in 31 minutes. So every 4 minutes, they play a ball over the top that we're too slow to track back. Oh, God. I don't think it was 5. So I think it was more than 5. Bro records, we are miserable. So yeah, misery or shit or miserable, whatever we are, they should be 3-0 up by now. More than that, I would say Garnacho should have scored, Holland should have scored, Rashford should have scored, and now that's a guaranteed 4th that they should have scored. Oh no, they hit the crossbar with, I think, a Garnacho shot. So could be 5, could be 5. We're not, there's a joke here. I'm not really in the mood for jokes like this, but anyway, we're not riding a luck. We are fully inserted balls deep into our luck. The only thing worth laughing at is that our perfect. I'm not sure what the end of that sentence was. Chris Harris, I'm sick of the shite. We're sick at the back. Yeah. We are. Do you think they have lost faith? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to always know how much footballers think about this, because there are going to be some who get pissed off. There are going to be some who see it purely as a job. There are going to be some who just don't think about that kind of thing. There are going to be some who are just kind of a bit thick. It just comes down to the same thing. Like, if the manager tells you to do one thing, but you see them, it's like Blackadder goes 4th. Like, the last thing they'll expect is for us to try the same thing that hasn't worked 18 times. So it's basically like General Melchett form of defending. 7 times it's happened. So maybe if you're a defensive, I mean, as Alvarez takes a run forward there. So Alvarez takes a run forward. Both fullbacks are very high. If they snatch possession at any point, we only have Rodriguez, Kilman, and Mavropanos back to cover players who are physically faster than them. So obviously Garnacho, Rashford definitely faster. Fernandes, it seems that either he's faster or they just don't know that he exists and they're not picking him up. Dallo's faster. So, yeah. There is no point in left wing and right wings in the sloppy system. No wonder Sunderland isn't playing. Spurs losing. J-Lo proving he does have a huge arse like her. Leon says Newcastle 1-1. Fascoobs. Loppe is just the worst fit manager for this squad. Yeah, basically. Antonio's trying to track back on Garnacho, which is a joke. Carton Cole would be more help up front. Mohammed there's probably a better way we can workshop that. Maybe there's like Mook Lopetegui. I don't know, a way to make Lopetegui Scottish. What else? Anyway, they've got 3 kicks. They'll probably score this now. How about Gonzo and Gio naked donut throwing? It would have to be a very small donut. I think you get mini donuts from Sainsbury's. Ricochet. Antonio can't control the ball or pass it. Just a young West Ham fan. We are complete poo. We are a steaming pile of poo. So he says, Tom O'Connor, how are we not 4 down? How are we not 6 down? How are we not 6 down? This manager is thick. You could put 2 C's on that if you're into like speaking like a young person, 2 C's, and it's like thick. Like this girl is thick, bro. Another Nick who's not me. Moyes set the bar, and Loppe saw it as a challenge. Free kick hits the wall. A lot of free kicks hit the wall these days. I don't know why. This season and last season. Free Lil Dirk. I don't know what that's. James says my poo would score. And we've been so bad, it's hard to talk about football. I think you can basically, most of you listen to it anyway. Ref's a joke. Yeah, of course he is. There's a lot of poo and shite talk. Lee says total dog shite. I actually had 3 morning poos this morning. Substantial amounts each time. So I just want to share that. Because it's very important. Like fiber is very important for the gut-brain axis. If you want to make better decisions in life, better decisions in your job, woo your existing or potential lover, you have to eat fiber because fibrous foods will help you shit, and then you'll have better gut bacteria. You'll make more intelligent decisions. Father Hammer says, my God, this is a mess. Yeah, because I mean, it's inevitable. Like we're watching the inevitable unfold before our eyes in real time, or perhaps on a minute delay if you're watching on a dodgy stream. Much like the Tottenham game, where we were like, well, we drew the first half, so I guess that was okay, but definitely Paqueta's was costing us goals, so he needs to go off, and then he didn't go off, and he cost us goals. I mean, they've got it now, but again, they're not too interested in our low block, because I don't think they realize how shit we are. That's not when they care. They're like, never mind, we'll get in. We've had 7 chances on the counter anyway, so we'll get more. So they just kind of pass it around. And then we're like, you know what? We're actually okay in defense. And we're very much not. Okay, Wan-Bissaka intercepts. Oh, God. Paqueta. Was that Paqueta fucks it up again? Yes, it was. Just losing possession. Oh, Wan-Bissaka's gone walkabout. And then Alvarez has to do a saving sliding tackle 6 yards from goal. So you would think if you're the manager, you'd say, right, guys, number 1, fullbacks stop going high. Number 2, when we've got possession, that's good. So just pass to your teammates, play the easy ball. Number 3, Paqueta off, Somerville on, and Antonio off, Ings on. So anyway, Man U have a corner, as it would appear to be on the 39th minute. Ball comes in and it hits the crossbar. So that's 8-0 that they could be up. Ball comes back in, bobbling around a bit. Bowen wins it. Antonio will never win a foot race, and he doesn't. Bowen tries to get it. Don't pass it. You passed it, you twat. He was offside. Yeah, still 0-0, apparently, somehow. Yeah, and indeed, if that even got through to Antonio, that would have been offside. Danny Smith, can't believe we're relying on a 34.5-year-old decent striker at this point. It's unbelievable. Yep. Why didn't he start something on the left? Because I don't really know. Don't really know. Maybe he doesn't eat enough fiber. He just has chorizo after chorizo. Not banging chorizo or Spanish food, but maybe he just doesn't have a healthy diet. So he makes stupid decisions. Loopy must want a payoff. He can't be this stupid. No one is this stupid. Cries Obsidian. He can't be. Even Stevens sounds like. One of the many players is holding their ankle. It's Martinez. Fed up with the lack of adaptability to opposition tactics. Copy Luwak. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means something backwards. Maybe it's like one of those Illuminati phrases. I bet a lot of the Cockney Reds have jumped ship now. Yeah, I mean, some patrons in the chat on the breakfast show this morning said they were going to watch the game with Man United fans, which might mean they're friends with Man United fans. Anyone who is a Man United fan must have problems. Must have problems. So why would you be friends with them? Flappy answer. Yet it says Danny. Argumata. Argumata sounds like up and atom. I think I've been thinking that for a while. I don't know if I've said, like, I'm not having a go at your name or making fun. I'm just saying, like, I like the name Argumata. It just reminds me of that old Simpsons episode when, who was that dude? Something in Fallout Boy. It's gone from the Rainier Wolf Castle. And he played that character. And it was like, up and atom, up and at them. It just sounds like up and atom from The Simpsons. Ian, our passing is killing us. It's atrocious. Yes. Man United fans don't have friends. Yeah, they don't really. They don't. I think there probably is something to do with being so self-centered that you think it's okay. It's reasonable. Even if you are from Manchester, City have always been a more Mancunian team than Manchester United. And if you do support Manchester United now, you could easily switch. No one would judge you because no one cares. You just make up an excuse, like you made up an excuse to support Man United in the first place, like your uncle lived there in the 70s or something. Just say, oh, my uncle is second cousins with the person who married Erling Haaland's cook. So I support City. Then you'll be able to go, yay, City. I might do that. What do we do in training? Yeah, I was thinking about the training thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, is Lopetegui seduced by Paqueta's skills in training? Does he do really amazing skills and flicks and stuff in training? So everyone's like, oh, yeah, I respect him. He's Brazil's number 10. And then Lopetegui's like, oh, see, he's really good. So maybe he's really good in training, but incredibly shit on the pitch. Obviously, the next question is, why would Lopetegui see that? I don't know. It's the worst game I've seen. I've seen worse games. The worst game this season was, I mean, the Bournemouth game was abysmal, and that was Bournemouth. Our effort is there. Like positives, our effort is there. But we're just playing rubbish, to put it quite simply. Like we're running around a lot. So we're running and there's effort, but we just give the ball away a lot. Oh, as we just did there, that was Rodriguez that time. Because it was Paqueta, Rodriguez, Soler very close to each other. Oh, could have been a goal, but it wasn't. They were just very, very close to each other. So they just thought, well, you know what, really, we're good at passing, or we're like, that's what South Americans do or something. So we'll kind of do like a tiki-taka pass. And it didn't work. So, why? GP says Charlie was a sponsored advert for cheese. I did watch Charlie's Analytics United video the other day, and he has a pimple on his face, the same place as Gio does. So do they meet up and rub their faces together in their free time? That's the question. James says too many mistakes in midfield, which puts 20. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why we're so shit. I just think they're not very intelligent. So they don't know, they can't adapt to being shit. Like play the easy pass. Tactics dire. The only good thing about the tactics is that we haven't given them a ball over the top in the last 10 minutes. And they do have a free kick coming in now, which they don't score. Somehow, I think Fabianski saved it. I thought that was it. I thought that was the one. Was the ref given a penalty? No, it was offside. I thought that was the one. I don't know whether that was a Fabianski save or it hit the crossbar and then the play came out. About to find out. I literally thought that was the one. So that was 9-0 to them. It should be. That should be 9-0 to Man United. Header, Fabianski save, good header. Good save. I mean, you'd expect him to save it, but it was still a good save. So, yeah, we could be 9-0 down at this point, but we're not. So, my God. I thought we'd play a bit better than this. I'm going to be honest. I'm not pretending. Blessed other cheesemakers. I mean, Shamrock just... Then we don't have any tactics, do we? Not exactly tactics. I think Lopetegui has said, right, guys, in a Spanish accent, which I won't do. You know, you're good professional footballers. You can pass it around. In training, you're like passing it so well. So go and do that. But yeah, I mean, it's almost as if trying to bed in someone you've just got from the PSG bench, someone who's old and plays for Argentina, and Alvarez and Paqueta. It's almost like you've got those four players. None of them have the mentality to be smart and communicate well with their teammates and tell them what needs to happen now in this game. And just because Bowen's the captain, I don't blame him if that's like, well, he's not a good captain and captain should do this and do that. Ideally, you'd have one midfielder with a brain. I mean, I vote for Freddie Potts. I'll just keep going on about it. I don't think he can be worse than what we've seen so far. Yeah, I was thinking this the other day, and I think Gonzo's alluded to it. Ipswich, Southampton, Crystal Palace all play better football than us. So, yes, they do. You can add Fulham to that. You can add Wolves to that. We almost had a chance there on the 6-yard box, but we buggered it up, and now they break yet again to Garnacho. What a surprise. Mavropanos does get there, and now he just did a little hop, skip, and a jump after that. So I don't know if he's done something to one of his muscles. I thought he was going to go down holding his hamstring or something because he just winced and hopped at the end of his run, and now he's hopping a bit when he moves. And now it's half time and he looks in pain. So Kudus would have at least changed the gameplay. Yeah, but I mean, that's his fault. Heavenly Hammer 1984, Chinese year of the rat. True fact. Look it up. Chinese year of the rat, 1984. Infamy junkie. How ironic would it be if we got relegated? I mean, it would be, but we're not. I don't think we're that bad. Still 0-0. We're going to get a point out of this game. What nonsense are you talking? Hammeroli says referees dying to send one of our players off. That's very, very true. Not gambling advice, but on Paddy Power, I'm not sure that there is. No, it's player to be shown a card. No. On Paddy Power, not gambling advice, I can't find, is there a player to be shown a card in this game? I only have scorer shown a card, which I know is not like a great halftime chat, but I just want to check that up because... No, I don't. So on Paddy Power, I can't see any player to get a red card. But not gambling advice. But anyway, yeah, someone's going to get a red card at some point. Chris, this is awful. Antonio and Loppy off. Yes. Ian, for F's sake, get this manager down the road. Sheps, we are awful. We are awful, but we're awfully lucky. I'm not laughing at myself. I'm just laughing at how shit we are. Lopetegui. Jeff says, hoping for subs. Yeah, I would, at this point, I would literally, based on before the Tottenham game, I'd think, you know what, we actually might get some subs at half time, but we didn't. Paqueta is now on yellow. I think Paqueta was on a yellow at half time in the Tottenham game. I could be wrong, but he got a yellow at some point, and he stayed on the pitch. I can't remember who it was now. I think it was like Washington Hammer or something said that I shouldn't use my mouse. And I have to go through these comments manually just to not hurt your ears. Because I do have delicate ears, so I do empathize with that. Steve said 8 days to prepare and we've looked shit. Yes. Somerville needs to come on. Yes. Lean Bean, funny name, Gaz Hammer. Give Pisaka a white shirt. He ain't playing for us. Rodriguez and Sola off, Souček and Somerville. I mean, I'd have Paqueta off for Somerville, put Soler in the middle, probably Antonio off for Ings, because Antonio hasn't been like bad in terms of he's not like worse than everyone else. Yeah, I mean, we should be losing 9-0. Like at the moment, what springs to mind is they hit the crossbar once. Garnacho hit wide. Hollian took too much time. Rashford buggered it up. Dallo smacked it over. I think they hit the crossbar again with a corner. And then they had the header that Fabianski saved. That's 7 that should have scored. I think there's one more as well. Richie Rich says, I'm slowly giving up in this club. Well, I still wish I was there at the game. I didn't go today, just for various reasons. This is also, so anyway, Damien says, thanks for coming. Well, I ate my chicken burger. This is what I'm interested in. I don't really care about this footballing shit anymore. So Damien, tell us more about your chicken burger. Because I'm a huge fan of chicken burgers. There's not many I love. To be honest, my wife cooks a fantastic chicken burger, but I don't have it. I only had it once, like 8 months ago, because it's deep fried. And I ate a lot of them. I ate like at least 3 of them. So I just eat too much deep fried food. I don't like eating that. But it was so good. And it was like this homemade gochujang, the Korean red sauce. And she stirred, of all things, which I didn't expect, orange marmalade into the Korean red sauce. You might think it's disgusting. It's not as amazing. And then in the burger, it was a toasted ciabatta. So it was like crisp on the outside, soft on the inside. Then there was mayonnaise, this Korean sauce, lettuce, and a perfectly deep fried, crispy chicken burger. It was so fantastic. Anyway, so Damien, let us know about your chicken burger. What bread are you having it with? Are you having it like with lettuce or just on its own? Is it like crispy, breaded, condiments, of course? Like what do you do condiment wise? So I'm trying, there's a lot of comments now. I'll try and get through them. But I'd love to hear more about that chicken burger. Antonio farted the first half up. DC says, Talibo injured? I don't really think he is injured. It's probably just someone making excuses. Asoxo. It could be Asoxo, or it could be like AS. Hug, kiss, hug. I don't really know. But it has to be subbed. It has to be, yes. Logically speaking, Adam James. The amount of chances Manchester United got, how is it still no? I don't know. Maybe we are all living in a simulation. And there's like a glitch or something, or like something weird is about to happen. Maybe people, like whoever's controlling this kind of thing, just wants us to be sad. So this is like our glimmer of hope that we're 0-0 at half time. It's luck. It's pure luck. Never mind that Manchester United and their fans are a nonsense club. You can't, like, you can just be like obviously honest about it. If I met a Man U fan, which I wouldn't, I would say, I don't know why you're not 7 or 8-0 up. Just luck, pure luck. Loppe versus Ten Hag. I think that's a fight Lopetegui might actually win. Is this exciting football fan? I wasn't hoping for excitement. I was hoping for footballing things. Joseph Pretzel, interesting name. Jokes aside, is he a football manager? I don't know. Mr. Hammer, I never understand why he's so high. Well, that's the thing. Stop playing your fullback so high. Stop picking. If you've got slow players, they're not going to be able to press. They can't do it. Foxes are screaming. Why is your name Foxes are screaming? I keep asking that and I keep missing. The body language is awful. David Bennett, close brothers with Gordon. That was absolutely pathetic. We should be 2-3 down. 7-0. We should be 7-0 down. Soler offers nothing. I just think, I don't know. I mean, maybe when you're Spanish, you just grow up watching Spanish football, so it gets like hardwired into your brain about what good football is. So you just think, I'm going to have these players doing like little tricky passes. I don't really know. Jamie Carr. Absolutely atrocious. Diamantis says he's going for a pun. What is it? I know this is horrible, but Kudus to Antonio and Bissaka, pun intended. It's not the best pun of the day. Absolutely no cohesion. Getting Clive because the name Clive means glue. So that would be cohesive. Brian Flowers. Because he's playing a bit better. Mate, is he? He hasn't given away a goal directly. Apart from that, he's not been playing well. He's been playing poo. Paqueta's a bit on a red. Surely Lopetegui must sub him. That would be nice. We never seem to improve our team talks. Yeah, I mean, we improved against Palace, but we also got lucky. Apart from that, how does Paqueta get a yellow for that? But Garnacho doesn't for taking a throw in because the referee's like, I don't know. Do they get like nice meals when they go to Manchester? I don't really know. John Davis, afternoon, can't believe they're not 5-0 down. Watching Sparrows on TV on pause is more entertaining than that first half. Dad's Army. 1, 2, 3, 4. Want nothing but a Wednesday, or he has to go. Second comment about the body language. I mean, I guess they just lack the intelligence to fix it. Are we the worst team in the Prem playing wise? I'd say we're on par. I say Everton. I mean, that's roughly it. Defensive wise, of course, there's a lot of teams who are shit defensively. Leicester, Forest defensively, obviously Ipswich. But they do play better than us, these teams. Father Hammer, this game should be over us for already. Yep. Lean Bean, maybe get to Debo and Fedino. Robert Cowie, so much for team preparation. Danny Smith, Antonio's been crap. Yes. I could probably get through these comments quicker, but then I think you'd all hear the click of my mouse, which is not a euphemism. Classy save from Fab. Ian Cardwell, Hammerlock, Paqueta's a walking red card. Infamy junkie. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lopetegui wants West Ham drops in January. Who knows? Yeah, I just think it's just a bit egotistical, really. Doesn't realise his own faults. Lopez big decision made 5. How are we going to narrow down which 5 to bring off? David Starr, which are we going to bring off? Gut feel is he's not going to bring anyone off because it's 0-0. So he's going to be like, see, it's 0-0. Now he's going to wait to bring on Somerville on minute 65 when we're already 3-0 down. Lean being great, sack off Marta, largest. Why the fuck don't West Ham every idea have to be a threat? Fox is a scream, flappy hand ski. A ricochet for Ings. I prefer Ings just to change. There's no way anyone could be any worse. Johnny Rick, I don't know if that's true or irony or just a desperate, ironical, whatever. We have an XG of 0.04. Yes. Why is Lee Carr's at the game? Because he's just milking it while he's still the interim manager for the next 2 games. So he's just having a nice spot of lunch, hospitality. Probably wearing a very tight, buttock-revealing tracksuit, trousers. Antonio and Ings, yes, that would be nice. Oh, it had a hash brown in it. Chicken burger with a hash brown. I can definitely see that on a beef burger. Hash brown with chicken. That really, you're asking a lot of the condiments there because you're going to need something acidic to cut through that. And I'm not sure ketchup and a chicken burger is ideal. So it depends what you've got with that. maybe some wasabi or something to cut through the potato. Will still in after half time. That would be good. Utterly useless. Yes. Yes. Lean Beans Mazed. Charlie's happy with food talk. Thank you, Charlie. Do you rub your face slowly against Joe's face? Because I mentioned that earlier, and so far you haven't denied it, which speaks volumes. So I think you probably do like Eskimo, little Eskimo nose rubs together for old time's sake. Why is fucking still there in left wing? I don't know, Dean Zingo. None of us know. It's a mystery. We're now living in an alternate reality. Vince, I have no idea what our tactics are. Another Nick, not me, says book a taxi for him. Spud Farmer. I asked you this, Spud Farmer, last time. What's up with the name? Are you a potato farmer? I want to know. I'm very curious about that. I think like super some spice. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I used to like it. I don't really have it that much more. I don't know why. The green jalapeno, like the green, like by that Tabasco company, green jalapeno is sour. It's very sour, but sometimes it's quite nice. If you have something fatty with it. And speaking of fatty things, JT corrects says she sounds absolutely stunning, burger wife. My wife is, she honestly, I'm not being silly, but she's quite fantastically attractive. I'm just going to be honest. There are reasons for that, so to speak, but I'm not going to go into them now. You can see mayonnaise with sweet chili jam. Yes, as long as it's a hot chili jam, because again, because that heat with the mayonnaise, fat of the mayonnaise, spice of the heat is going to be absolutely lovely. Toasted bun or not? You mean my wife or the burger? Yes, a bit, not that much. On a chicken burger, I don't toast it that much. Just crisp it up, because then there is the bun. Like the thing about burgers, I think the closest food you can get to a boob, and that you kind of smush your face into it. So I think that's why people like them so much. And the crispiness, when you get crisp, then into the juiciness. So you get texture, you get acid and fat, you get heat and cooling. It's just what a wonderful thing. KFC had a great burger, but the chips are, yeah, they are. They changed that. I think with KFC's chips, I think they might have found like a cheaper way of doing it. So they just said, oh, we're changing them. But now I haven't had a KFC in like 6 or 7 months. We went to that. Yes, millions of comments. Trying to get through them all. Not being funny. Can all of our midfielders not learn? Please come back. Yes. Other teams play young players. You can go through the Premier League and look at the young players getting game time now, and Potts, just from the basic level, won't be worse than our midfield, because he's got the fitness and the effort, so he'll get about more. As a young player, he'd probably be keen to do the simple things well, which our midfield can't do. And that's enough. That's enough to be better. If you're not going to play Ings, just get Earthy back. And even if you're not going to start him, give him game time, because he looks willing. He looks like he has energy. Much better than other young strikers we've tried in the last 10 years. Oh, there are changes. Tadibo, Somerville, Souček. Okay, well, good. Infinite Junkie says, here's a real question. Crips or chips fries in your burger or sandwich? Traditionally, no. Not with meat. Obviously, I'm not averse to a chip butty if the situation calls for it. Okay, if you're going to waffle about shite, let's see what West Ham related shite we can come up with. I'd like to, but anyway, I tried to get through the comments. There's just catastrophically a lot of them. So I couldn't, and I apologize for that, because I know when you are watching some twat talk on a live stream that they need to put the comments in. If you put a comment, they don't get to the comment. It's kind of annoying. FFC, give it a rest, says PJ. I don't know if he's talking about Burger Chat. But anyway, games kicked off. As you can see, I'm thrilled about the prospect of another 45 minutes. So this Dad's Army says, think formation itself were his tactics. Some of the other comments. Mars says he doesn't have any tactics. Jeff is getting very hungry. Cyberpunk or something says Moyes, all his supporters and everyone wanting him back can F off right now. They don't have to F off just because they have an opinion, which doesn't seem good. Wan-Bissaka runs up, passes it in by Bowles, and still has it on the right wing. Pass it. He does pass it. Antonio's not got much off. Gets it through to Wan-Bissaka. Carlos, terrible cross. I mean, if you want energy and excitement from the watch-along commentator, I don't think you're going to get it from me in the next 45 minutes because I've mentally prepared myself for the inevitable to happen. I apologise for that. Dean says, Nick, I'm demolishing some software he's made with Quality Street, Zing Orange. I don't know what to make of that. There's too much information. Dad's Army, why were Wolves happy with Lop, his clues? I don't really think they were happy with him. They let him go. Allegedly, he walked, but that could have just been good PR. Suberis is all fixed. I don't know what that means. Maybe he means it's match fixing. I don't know what he means by that. This Jibster, Suchek will change this for us. I mean, you'd hope, as Onana lies down in pain, you'd hope that Suchek can get about a bit more. And certainly he's an aerial threat, although we haven't really been playing any crosses in. Hammer down under just gives a nice vote of confidence. Come back, Charlie, please. Please, I'm all you've got, hammer down under. I'm all you've got. Mohammed Mudassar, Mother Hubbard's best chippy. Okay. Ooh, ouch for Onana. I missed that. Did he get kicked in the bollocks or what happened? What happens? Oh no, I've been to that comment here. Here we go. Josiah, he just couldn't start these players. Why? I don't know. I think he has to do clever things. Anyway, the Man Utd keeper is prancing about on the sideline. So Julen Lopetegui offers zero creativity on the pitch. We weren't being creative anyway. So timer says 93. Apparently it's been fixed. I think maybe Gio came in and fixed it for me. I have too much to do. Last day's math, who was mentioning waffles? I don't like waffles. Not really that my kind of thing. So they're checking Onana's eyes. I mean, if he goes off, that would give us some straws to clutch at that maybe we'll get a goal. I mean, like Skywalker, at least he's made a change. Why don't we start like this? Dad's Army, Antonio should be up. Richard Wiley, one thing about this, he isn't afraid of making. I mean, he was against Tottenham, I think. But yeah, the other thing is not being negative, but anyway, proving he had it wrong. Keeping doing it. Alex, don't spoil my dreams with logical thought. Potts isn't cutting it at Pompey. I thought he was playing well, and I thought he even scored the other day, like last week or something. And then Mohammed says, it's probably an unpopular opinion. We could have got Goulet on loan. I don't know enough about such players. Oh, they're showing the replay now. Antonio tried to avoid it. Oh, bang. He tried to avoid him. And as we know, Antonio absolutely would never, ever mean to do that. Even trying to sound off these vision like trying to solve Fermat's last theorem. I mean, yeah, that I don't even know what that means. Lopetegui is just a modern day Moyes. Well, thanks, Charlie. Can't compare. Charlie, do you allow guests on your Analytics United to talk nonsense? I'll come on and talk nonsense if anyone else calls in sick that day. Hammer Bazza, about some time Somerville was on. Let's hope he takes his chance now. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been a stoppage for 3 minutes or whatever, so we haven't actually seen any football. Somerville is a good player. I think he'll do well. They should have scored 7 or 8 in the first half, so we still might lose 5-1. But I think Somerville will at least create a chance for us. Rodriguez, the worst of 3 midfielders, and he stays on. Gobsmacked, says John. As Man U attack with the ball. Oh, God. And they shoot in it with a bad shot, and it gets cleared. Dave says, oh, good, the big Sue is on. Barry, yes, he has taken a knock. Leon. Yeah. Leon says Chelsea 2-1. You have to look like you're from Raffle Rock, Fraggle Rock must be, to get on AU. There is a Fraggle Rock in. They have big hair. I have quite boring hair in comparison to them. So when they attack, it's highly worrying and disturbing. We are now with the ball. Are we going to be just a little bit better than we were as Wan-Bissaka, I think it was, or Antonio gives it away? So I think not giving it away, if just our Premier League footballers can be better than shit. I think the player ratings from the first half were 4s and 5s, possibly a 3. Antonio's offside there. So if you can just go from 4s to 6s, that would be good. A lot of people annoyed with Bone. They should have passed it. Should have passed it. I see Bloppy doesn't have a clue. Antonio needs to get subbed out. Yes. Yep. He's done absolutely nothing apart from clobber their keeper in the head. And with Somerville on the pitch, and obviously Bowen already, if they're going to have pace, then even if Ings comes on, we're still not going to play it over the top. We're not playing it over the top to Antonio now. So if we can keep playing it to feet, get Ings on. I don't know why it matters. We're going to let in 3 goals at some point in the next 45 minutes anyway. As Man U attack, and they have just a free cross in, unmarked, bad shot. So their player on the right, all the time in the world to cross, and the player on the left, Garnacho, all the time in the world to shoot. I mean, I guess we could get like a 1-0 Souček or a 1-1 Souček. That's what we're desperately hoping for at this point. So we take the goal kick and make it short. So what's going to happen now? Oh God, Emerson goes long to Antonio, but it was a bad pass. I don't have any volume on, so I can't hear the annoyed, pissed off groans of the crowd. And also can't hear the commentators, whoever are doing it on the Premier League TV or whatever it is. Also, because I'm not watching that, I'm listening to it on a radio and having very accurate text updates that tell me what I need to. And they tell me that, Wan-Bissaka's going up the wing, he's on the right wing, terrible cross in. It was well worked to get in that position, but then he kind of crossed and fell over at the same time. I mean, we've worked to win it back thanks to Bowen. And now Souček tries to, he does keep possession, so that was a miracle. Somerville flicks it through very well to Antonio, who shoots wide. What does Danny Ings have to do to get more game time? He's not the Messiah. He's not an amazing player we're keeping on the bench, but he did score against Fulham. And when he was given game time last season against Burnley, he scored. And when he was given game time before that against Sheffield United away, he made 1 goal, possibly. You could say he made both of them. And Antonio's not playing well. So, can't do worse. Anyway, Man U have a throw in their half. 55 minutes. If this is a 0-0, It will be a very, very, very strange result. But I guess that the only good news is that Man U haven't had an attack in the last 2 minutes. I mean, they've got one now. As Todibo does very, very well. Looks like he is fit after all. What a surprise. He did well to dispossess Holland, if that is how you pronounce that. But then our defence just spank it out of play a lot. Don't it? Imagine how shit it must be if you don't get subbed on. Imagine how shit you must feel. Dean says Palace beating Spurs is making up for this. What is the score in that game? Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, our game is just so fucking abysmal that, yeah, Palace 1-0 up, Chelsea 2-1 up against Newcastle. And we attack with Somerville. He does well to get it that far forward, but pass it to Wan-Bissaka, who falls over again. He falls over a lot when making a cross. I think if he crosses it before he falls over, then it won't be so shit. As they break, and Fernandes passes it up to Garnacho, who gets it through to the very unmarked Holland, who shoots, and Fabianski saves. Abysmal again. Odds on this game, for some reason, is 5-4 as a draw and 5-4 as a Man U win. 5-4. I don't know why they're doing that. Yeah, very tame shot straight to the goalkeeper. Just shot saving practice. Somerville worked at everything Somerville has done this half has been good, which is 3 separate times he's got the ball and done something good with it, which is passed to a teammate. So he's already man of the match of our players by passing to his teammates as they have a corner. It's a crap corner and it goes out, and Fabianski needs to tip it over and they get another corner. Yeah, Hughes, we look so much better than Somerville. Yes. Correct. Don't know why we didn't spend. Let's not talk about Duran now. I'm not saying you did anything wrong by talking about Duran. I can't personally think about the nonsense. I'm sure Slobo has the best play for Somerville. As Fabianski gets it clear, and Somerville just come out with it, and he needs to pass up to Antonio here. He almost does. It gets blocked. He maintains possession. He takes it past one. He gets fouled, and that's it. So every time a Man U player gets a yellow card, every time Somerville gets the ball, as I've seen Somerville, every time I've seen Somerville get subbed on this season, every time he's with it, he does a thing with it, like pass to a teammate, take it past an opposing player, and he's doing it now. So good news. We have some hope. We have a glimmer of hope that we might make a goal so that when they inevitably score theirs, we might have something. Your Uber Eats at the door. If that was a dog barking, it's not mine. My neighbour has a yappy dog. And the yappy dog is now outside. No more Duran talk, please. Somerville has to start. Yeah, I mean, he should have started, obviously. Unless Lopetegui is a tactical genius that we don't understand, and he was going for the whole full sense of security thing. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much every time I get the ball, I do things with it. Look, this is football. I'm playing football, Julen. See? And now I think because Somerville's good, our players are actually passing it round to each other. We bugger it up on the left. We should just keep it on the. I mean, bugger it up on the right. We should keep it on the left. It's not like a mystery. We're basically like a one-player team now. Because obviously I love Bowen, but he's just working a lot. Anyway, AWB has a point to prove. He does, but he keeps falling over when he crosses it. So Emerson to Alvarez. Now we have it in defence, very deep, and so they're not coming up to press. If we keep doing this for 30 minutes, we might get a point out of this game. No, okay. Alvarez passes it back. Souček's deep, passes it to whatever his name is, Kilman. And and we win a throw-in. We win a throw-in. I can all tell you're as hopeful and as excited as the impending doom of the Man U goal coming. Somerville is going haywire. Barry Krishna. How did Somerville not start? Our best player today. Yep. Just pass it to Somerville and he will probably beat one man. It's almost as if you had Somerville on the left and Kudus on the right, both of them would start off whatever wing attack you had by beating a man. I think Rodriguez tries a through ball to Bowen, but it wasn't really on in the first place. We won possession though, so that's something. Antonio's on the right wing, which you don't really think much is going to come of it, but he does drive forwards, passes it. Decent pass. He just didn't chance itself, didn't quite come off. Somerville has it again, gets kicked, doesn't go down, referee doesn't blow. Obviously, why would you? Souček spanners it out for a throw-in. That's probably... No, it's so bad, it doesn't go out for a throw-in, it curls round. I mean, Somerville on the pitch. Imagine if we started Kudus right, Somerville left. I want you to hold that beautiful thought to yourself. Bowen will be up top in that silly dream of mine. You could also have Bowen on the right and just Kudus up top to turn and run, and Somerville on the left. So we're passing it around more. It's almost like we're trying to create chances, but we're not good enough in the things that we do. We're okay. I would say that the player ratings have gone from 4s and 5s to 5s and 6s. Somerville's on a 7. And we are passing it round. We're just not making very good choices. Like there, Alvarez didn't need to dink that in the box to Antonio. That wasn't like 100% on. But we've got most possession. We've got most attacking threat. Obviously, you might say that leaves us open to counter, but what nonsense that would be. We're overplaying it, but we've still got possession. I think Lopetegui is just obsessed with teams playing it through the middle. Because like we got our goal in that pre-season game against Celta Vigo by playing it through the middle. And I think we got one other goal by doing it. So I think Lopetegui's like, see, it works. If we just keep doing that endlessly. ASOXO, or whatever, this is what style can look like if the balance is right. Playing so much better. Somerville, thank you. Yep. Gordon Paisley, which is the only way I can say that. Can we all stop with looking at second nonsense? He won't, but I wouldn't say it's nonsense. I'd just say it's a talking point. It's a talking point mixed with wishful thinking, mixed with some form of inevitability, I would say. If we win, nonsense. Richard Wiley Silly has been good to Debo IWB Somerville. Yes, they've been better than the players they went off. A point doesn't get him sacked. I mean, him getting sacked is like, I don't care about it so much in terms of I just want a draw today. Very much desperately. Ings on and not Antonio can't last 90. Yes. James Allen Tidibo being injured was bollocks. Yes, I think that was just nonsense. Ooh, that was very close. I mean, Emerson, nothing you could do with that. So the one chance that we've created. Commentator saying what a live why he's being. Crowd howling like the thirsty mob in Fury Road. What do you mean howling? Father Ham, there's no logical reason for Loppy to not have been playing Somerville. Yeah. The only thing is that he might say, "Oh, see, it worked. We got to 0-0 half time with our experienced players." Oh, God. Barry says, "Send in the clown. He's already here." We can also make second Simpsons reference. One of them being Rainy at Wolfcastle, one being the whole. One of the best Simpsons episode was the Send in the Clowns. Send in the clowns. They're already here. Great episode. Yellow for Dallo. Mad optimism. This is asked to Nick. Come on, you irons. I mean, I say potentially we could nick a goal first if we're very, very lucky. Coaches are very strange. Yeah, it's the thing about being a coach, probably the same about being a politician. And you have to be a bit mad. Different, obviously, because politicians, obviously, you have to be like a bit evil to want that much attention and control in the first place. It's like genuinely nice people usually don't. And to be a football coach, yeah, obviously the difficulties of it. You have to have an element of ego to be good. And then some obviously take it too far, and then they get a lucky break. And then obviously if Lopetegui's lucky break was Seville, and they had the right players at the right time and won a cup. And he went a bit downhill since there. Hasib, I wish we could play like Bournemouth, he says. Sunville has to start. Tadibo celebrates a goal kick. Yeah, I would celebrate that. With Antonio drifting and swapping the zone, tries better balance. Yep, it does. 66 minutes in. I mean, they counter again. It's too open. Oh, that was lucky defending by Kilman there, because he was completely wrong-footed. But the attacking player didn't quite take it far enough from him, but he'd sold Kilman on a dummy, but just didn't quite take it past him. Otherwise, that would have been abysmal. It's funny. He's playing now, so get over it. No, so you can't, people are just voicing their opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. James, what message to send out through the team that Pac-Man starting? Yeah. Again, like I don't know. Like obviously we look at it from a certain point of view, but sometimes they might just accept it. They'd be okay with it. At the end of the day, you get paid. You're getting paid like 50 grand. You're going to be like, well. Two positives are Jimmy and Jimmy. Who's the other one? Top tackle. I thought he got lucky. It's showing him support, unlike the majority who want the coach sacked. I suppose. I mean, I don't think Lopetegui watches YouTube videos, so I think people voicing an opinion that they don't see Lopetegui as having a couple of checklist qualities, like very clear tactics, or highly motivating players, or definitely picking what is en masse believed to be the right squad 3. So there's 3 things, and he's not really hitting those like checklists that you'd hope at this point. I think people are voicing their concerns. I'm not disagreeing with you. If you want to show him support, go ahead. I'm not against that. We've had 13 shots in the second half compared to 6 in the first. Good. Good. I mean, I'm still living just personally in like the false hope. 69 minutes in 0-0 is giving me false hope. Dave, being hooked at halftime must destroy confidence. I mean, the players that were taken off halftime, they should have their confidence lowered. They're professional footballers, and it's up to them to then motivate themselves to be better, in my humble opinion. Even Stevens, being hooked halftime could be wake-up call. Yeah, it should be. Again, I don't really think they care. They're just going to be like, well, I got paid for that. So, same again next week. Yes, Kevin Minter. Minter reminds me of Scott Minter. Yeah, Antonio off, Guilherme on. That would be nice. That would be good. Why not give him a chance? Mark, this is shit. Not one of the shots on target. Mr. Bean. There is someone in the chat called Lean Bean. So, Richard Wiley. It's hard line managing the situation. Yeah, at the moment, I don't think it's difficult. I think it's just he's not good enough. Like as a footballer on the pitch, he's not doing things. He's losing possession countless times. So Get him off the pitch. Anyway, Danny Ings is coming on for Antonio on the 70th minute. On the 70th minute, it's happening. A bit of a dongding leaf stuck in the mouth there. I also want another drink as Antonio comes on. So what I'm going to do, as they make a change. All right, thanks, Antonio, for the effort, but that was terribly crap. I'm going to message someone else in my house. It's not my wife because she's not indoors right now. And I'm going to order an alcoholic ginger beer, which is in my refrigerator. I don't want to even leave the screen for a second. Firstly, because I'll inevitably miss Thomas Souček's goal. And also, I can't leave at all. So in a minute, here we go. If you watch, oh no, I need a glass. I need full service here. Sunville puts in the thing, the cross. It is not a good cross, but we still got it. Soft cross comes back in. We're putting the effort in. 71 minutes in. We're putting in the effort. We've got the right team on the pitch. We win another corner. And I'm about to have a mildly alcoholic ginger beer. So life is looking up. Just full of optimism here. Ings will do nothing. And a glass. Thank you very much. Having a glass, thank you. Thank you. The ones, like, why ever have children unless they can bring you things? It's fine, you can disrespect me if you want. No disrespect if you ever thought about being a snooker commentator. It's because, Mr. Shios, it's because it's 0-0, and Manchester United, one of my most disliked teams and disliked fan bases, could be 7 or 8-0 up. And now we're playing better. Like, I don't know what, firstly, I don't really know. That's a cup. All right, bugger off. Get Echo out and close the door. Thank you. Echo, bugger off. Go ahead. Yeah. I just can't really get excited because we've been playing so badly. So I just see them countering and scoring 1-0. Like, just to be honest. As Ings shoots. Oh, we score! Some of it. My God. We've scored a goal. Someone will score a goal due to Danny Ings being able to shoot on target. So there you go. That's cheered me up. So cheers, everyone. I'm going to have an alcoholic ginger beer in a cup, in like an old lady's cup, because no glasses were available. I can't believe the reality we're living in. It's happened. We're 1-0 up. I don't know how it's happened. I don't know what's happening in the world. Are we living in a simulation? Bowen to Ings to Somerville, and Souček was there ready to mop up, and we're winning 1-0. Like, what can you say about the world and reality at this point? So there we go. Have any hammer? It was going to happen. Yes, I mean, you did. You did say good things that were going to happen. I refuse to believe it, and I'm still doubtful. Yeah, Clive, bench him whole next game, wait and see. So we're lucky. Yep. We lucked our way to 1-0 up. And I'll get to many more comments in a minute. I just want to make sure what's going on in the world of betting. This is not gambling advice. Currently, Man Utd to win a 12-1, draw 5-2. So things have changed around a bit in that sense. So we've scored. Now Man Utd are obviously going to try and attack a lot more, which they weren't really doing. But now, obviously, as soon as we score, they're going to really go for it. Decent defensive header by Rodriguez. Not quite sure why Emerson wasn't in the left back position at that point. But there we go. And they have a corner. Seager to Kudus, not what that means. Anyway, Man U have a corner. About time we got a goal. Describe the goal. That's your job. Peter, calm down. I had a lot of things to do. Firstly, I had to replenish myself with a drink, so I can maintain moisture. Cross comes into Man U, bobbles around. Wan-Bissaka gets rid. Garnacho on the edge. So yeah, we're going to be up against it in the next few minutes. We need to just highly honour possession whenever we win it next. Cross comes in from Man U. Fabianski clears somehow. And they've got it on the edge of the area. Shot comes in, cleared again. They've got a lot of the ball now. So anyway, yeah, Peter, describe the goal. That's your job. Sorry, Peter. This is a free service, and I'm trying to do my best and get to comments at the same time, and also maintain a constant stream of verbal consciousness. So I have 3 jobs to do. The goal was a very good goal. So that's the description. I don't really know why you want more than that. This is why I need to turn the light on, so bear with me. There we go. So anyway, here I am back, your fellow West Ham fan. Try not to give me any jip, if just at all possible, as they play around and I get to the comments. This is why some people shouldn't start. Yes. Richard, why are they going to throw the kitchen sink now? Yes. It is weird, obviously, how this happens at football, because at 0-0, they were kind of set back, and now they're only 1-0 down. They decide to attack, and we decide to let them attack. It doesn't really make sense. We've been doing very, very, very well for about 25 minutes. So I think the corner or goal kick, let me see. Oh, they went a corner, unfortunately. Iron literally not bothering to report on what's happening. There's just a lot happening. People are commenting. See, I'm reading out your comment. That takes my eyes away from the screen. What's happening is Man U are attacking a lot for the last 5 minutes, and they've had about 3 corners, and now one of our players is down, injured. This is the best free service you're going to get. Put some holes in your socks to improve your commentary. Good idea. We beat Forest next game. We top 10. Clive, don't be mental. I will not accept optimism. They will push up and we will score another on the break. Everyone's being optimistic. I don't disagree with you. I like it. It's countering my negativity, snooker commentary, and lack of goal descriptions. So here we go. Dave, Nick, we appreciate you. I mean, yeah, it's the best you're going to get. Like when someone is shit, telling them that their shit doesn't change how shit they are. They're good and great. Thank you. Thank you. Bowen is shaky. DC hasn't got his hubby today. Yeah, I mean, usually the reason there's 2 of us is because there's a game to watch and there's comments to watch. There's 2 things to do. And have a stream of consciousness that you constantly say, so you don't sit there silent. So not really excuses. Like, I mean, if you want to say I'm shit, just go ahead. I honestly, truly don't mind. It's your opinion, it's not fact. Stuart, playing a natural wing on each and natural striker up front, who thought it would lead to a goal? Quite precisely, Stuart. Exactly. Is this real life fantasy? Yes. Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. That's what young people say. Dad's Army, win or nothing for me. I've always had a lot of respect for Loppy. F.S. Thompson. It sounds like a writer's name. F.S. Thompson writes in with alcoholic gingerbread. I haven't had a sip of it because I was trying to comment. I was just, you're not describing the goal, guys. So I didn't have a sip of this. So I'm going to, excuse me, just give me like 3 seconds off. Oh, Somerville went Kudus. I didn't see that. I knew he went to someone, but the first camera angle was just from the back. So I thought maybe it's his like family member or something. I didn't really see it. So him going Kudus is very, very nice. Somehow, oh, that was Alvarez down. So let me just quickly check the odds before, at least on my, is 1-1 to Man U. So that was inevitable. How did it happen? How did it happen? They crossed it left, headed in, Xerxes, header, and it just went to the number 18, Casemiro, who was just standing there. So it's not really much I think we did wrong for that goal. It was just, they were just, you could say we could have marked it better on the right back position of ours when they put it in, but those two headers, let's see, play it out to the right. He had time. They headed it. Xerxes, I don't think he meant to head it particularly precisely to Casemiro. And then Casemiro's, we didn't get to it first. Or 1-1. So there we go. I did feel that was. I didn't really see a way we could keep a clean sheet in this game. I mean, bearing in mind the first half we just watched, being like the idea of winning this game 1-0 was just dreaming. Can we get another goal? Probably. Yeah, Josh says the joy of supporting West Ham. Yes. I mean, you could say, for that goal, we should have been marking all the players and that. I just think it was a goal. I think they've been attacking for 81 minutes. And things just worked for them at that moment. West Ham doing West Ham things. 2 wins in 9 games sucks. Yeah, we sat back. Ironclad says we became over defensive. Casemiro scoring against us is the biggest insult imaginable. Danny screaming 92 minutes. The ghost of Moyes remains, says Obsidian. And yeah, Manchester United fans from all over Surrey and Essex are now very happy. Lee, you're reverting to part of the bus and holding onto a lead, and it works. Yeah, because you defend, and then they attack, and they're more likely to score if they attack. Let them have the ball. What do you expect? I think we'll lose now. Yep, cannot hold a lead. Spunky means a different thing in the UK. Who said spunky? I missed that. We all knew they would score because we sat back. Groening Ings bicycle kick. Guillermo and could be all the other stuff. We've got another goal in us if we attack. 83 minutes. You're going to get to a point eventually where both teams will take a point. Jeff says, can we finally judge him after the next game? Yeah, like in theory. I mean, with the Bournemouth game, that's probably 10. They shoot, Fabianski saves. Well, I mean, we're going to continue, really. We're going to continue with another week of a lot of analysis about why are we in this position. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just the phase of time we're in. Mr. Hammer, like watching Moyes in game management, score a goal, sit back, and we can't take anymore. What next game are you talking about? I think he's referring to the fact that we can only judge Lopetegui after 10 games, and next game is the 10th game. So next game, Forest away, Saturday 3:00 kickoff. Yeah, and if he starts, Paqueta or Soler, Antonio. Oh, it's so painful. I take a point, says Hasib. So will I. Just to not lose this game. There was no marking. I guess there wasn't any marking. I don't really think it was necessary that situation. So anyway, Somerville wins the ball by dispossessing Dalot and then getting control of it in a difficult situation and then passing it to a teammate. So Somerville's really good. That's what we've learned. Crosses it in, chest down, Souček, cleared away. I think comes back to Somerville. I thought it was offside there because all of the players gave up, but cross comes back in. And multiple players claiming it. And it's a goal kick, I think. No, it's a corner. Oh, it's so painful. Man Utd should have been out of sight. He can stick that point up his Harris. John, what's Souček done since he came on answers on the postcard, please? Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been worse, I suppose. Cross comes in. Many comments. Many comments. West Ham bros. Felt the shot, didn't want to go watch them anymore. I mean, I do. I mean, it's still an enjoyable experience, even if we're shit. I do want to watch us, and I will go to another game at some point in the next month or 6 weeks or something or other. Just because it's still enjoyable. It's still a great thing to do. At least Denning's hair looked good. Says Lee, we need to be beating a poor United at home. Yep. Artel, play like this at Forest and we'll get battered as Forest currently on fire. Yeah, if we start like this away, I mean, yeah, obviously, as we know, Man Utd should have scored a lot of goals in the first half, but they didn't somehow. And Forest know how to get a couple of goals at home. I think we give away fouler than we do. Grahamstone, I was really looking forward to this season. Yeah. When the game comes, it's frustrating. But there's still a lot of joy in the process for me. I know a lot of people are just kind of the whole fed up with it, which is fair enough if you are. I just like going to the games and unleashing a lot of my voice, even though I sound like a snooker commentator. Checking possible penalty, foul. Don't hold your hopes up. We've been shit for most of our lifetime. Yes, I mean, we're always shit. Oh, I don't know what's happening now on screen. I can't really, I mean, on my visual radio. Mark thinks it's penalty. John says, Ings, Fabianski and Soler get through a lot of Brill cream. I think it's their age. They're doing a whole VAR thing. I don't think he's going to give that. Quite an attractive lady behind the screen. Just VAR, just VAR. Confirmed, just VAR. Obviously VAR against Manchester United. And with the text commentary I'm getting about it, the text I'm reading, no, I don't think that has any way of being given. Be surprised, but with some 700 quid for me and my 2 kids to get a decent seats on the travel at a place like this. Yeah, 700 quid. Guess that must be on travel. I think some of the cheaper tickets, I think the cheaper adult tickets, he's given a penalty. You'll see him not getting excited about it. I think the cheaper adult tickets for some of the games like 32, 35 pounds. I think Ipswich was kids for £1. So then obviously, yeah, travel costs is understandable. Yeah, I mean, obviously the taking the kids thing depends how old the kids are. Because if they're young, you don't want to show them the truth that West Ham is shit in case they switch to another team. Anyway, 89th minute in. At this point, yeah, I just don't think we'll score this penalty. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to be a twat. I wish I wasn't. But I don't know when it's going to be taken. Because I've got a live timer. And the timer is like the very close to like what is the actual time. But what they're doing, my text-based commentary tells me, is just fannying around. So because of the fannying around, I would love to give you accurate commentary, but I don't know what's going on because there's a lot of fannying around. So as soon as I have a clue of what's happening, I will update. Yeah, we've got a penalty. We've got a penalty. Okay, finally we're about to take it. So we're about to take it. I mean, I'm shivering. I'm absolutely shivering at this point in my life because I would love to. I want this too much. So I'm absolutely fucking bricking it at this point in my life. So Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen. Yes! Jared Bowen scores. Jared Bowen scores. My dog's barking about it. And now, we are winning this game of football 2-0. I'm very excited about it. But I'm now just shivering with just deep fear and pain and discomfort because there's plus 12. Oh my God. So if you either if you wanted to hear about West Ham, you wanted to just, oh God, this is going to be so painful. If you want to see a man in pain, then I highly observe you to maintain looking at YouTube because this is going to be a painful, oh God, 10 minutes now. So we have 10 minutes of this to observe. So that's the only thing I can fill you in on at this point. Oh God, it's just painful nonsense. Why do I have to live through being a West Ham fan? Why did my father do this to me? I don't like it. He should have supported someone else, but he didn't. And now here we are. Oh God. So it's 12 minutes. Oh God. I don't know what to do about the situation. Sean says times have changed. Nobody used to get a pen. Oh, Lou says dog's happy. Hammerbazer says we must keep attacking. Dave says he called 2-1 West Ham. Somerville first scorer. Oh my God. Oh God, what minute are we on in real time? So in real time we're on 90 plus 5. Oh my God. What to do in life? This is going to be fucking phenomenally terrible. I guess you could say I would have taken a point. Like I would have absolutely categorically taken a point. So, even if they only score 1, I would have taken a point. Michael Martin says, just join, why 12 minutes? I don't know, because nothing can be easy in life. Chris Hall, we need to play ugly from now on. Oh God. Clive says lucky, but games are lucky. Paul says the longest 10 minutes of our lives. Yes, Paul. Yes, Paul. Why? Why do we have to do this? The famous Marlin says, how we played. We were dog-shittingly turdus. We were an embarrassingly vomitous pile of hot shit in the first half. And then for 30 minutes in the second half, we were surprisingly good. And then we scored because we were good. And we had Ings and Somerville on the pitch. And Somerville was doing well. And then we just sat back for a few minutes and we were like, go on. And then they attacked and they scored. Oh, God. So I would like to know what your deal is. Even if we hang on winners, unhappy people with that result, unbelievable. I want to know what your deal is. I mean, if you're a wind-up merchant, that's just fair enough. I get that. It's fun to sit at home and tapping your phone and just winding people up. It's fun. I don't do it, but I like see the fun in it. But intensity blue. That's what I call my eyes. Once I saw the lineups, couldn't watch the game. I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry if being sacrilegious. This team ain't good for my blood pressure, says Josh. Yep. Chris Wheeler already time wasting. Barry Krishna, I'm watching on a lag. I thought he said bag there. Technically, there are 4 minutes to go. Technically 4 minutes. Limiting my opinions to 30 excellent minutes. I'm just checking out a situation that exists here as we have a first attack since we scored the second goal. Did we win a corner? No, almost, but it's a goal kick. Oh my gosh, this thing, hurry up. The crowd, yeah, we're getting nail biting. We're getting pain and horrible fear and anguish and terror. Fucking hell, this is fucking nonsense. Seamus says, I did say West Ham would get the first goal, then the penalty. Did you? What? You predicted that? Jeff, no one will not be happy with the result. I hate that soccer fans judge others. Yeah, I mean, it's all opinions. It is opinions. Oh, God, don't sit back. Oh, fucking hell. Why are you sitting back? Oh, fuck. Well, just look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. Maybe we get a point out of this. Maybe we get a point. Maybe we get a point out of this football game as we attack again. Emerson is through. Shoots saved. Should have done better probably, but it's like 98 minutes into a football game and you just run the length of the pitch. So what are you going to do? They pump it forwards. Wan-Bissaka clears. Oh dear. Just terrible. Terrible pain. Again, what? Josh says this is torture. Yeah, we are capable of getting possession, so it would just be nice if someone in a West Ham shirt realised that possession is good. I don't know I do know what's going on, but I just, being on various devices. Something must change. We've got to get the ball off them somehow. I know that sounds obvious. Clear the fucking lines. I mean, the quiz timer I'm on says 90 plus 11, and it says we're 2-1 up still. Oh, it says we're 2-1 up, but it also has like the locked icon. So, oh, fucking hell. The livest timer I'm on says 90 plus 12. It says we're 2-1 up. The betting options are locked. I don't know what that means. Okay, good news. We can. I'm going to say we can definitely get a draw out of this game. I'm going to say we can definitely get a draw out of this game. That's my hope. That's my hope. Okay, let's see how I take a draw. Famous Violin says, in Jailer we trust. He's being ironic. Danny Slade says 90 seconds. Artel says, coming on, great collection. Intensity Blue, I just saw what someone else wrote, and yes, everyone will be pleased with the score if we win, but clear isn't enough. Loppe needs to go for Kudus, Sunville, and more jump ship. Yes. So any text or visual radio I had is off. I just have now the live timer. Dean says Emerson smashing that straight the keep. Yeah, but he'd just run up the pitch. Zayas talking about the game, not life. End it all. Stadium just gave Sunville man match. Yes, absolutely. Josh says hold out, lads. Loppe's dog shit army, says DC. Leon, great tackle from AWB. I don't even know what is going on now. 12 minutes is a joke. I've been stuck on 90 plus 13 on the live timer for ages. Oh, 90 plus 14. So he's playing 2 minutes added time within 12 minutes added time at this point. Shamrock Dan says fabulous win. I've still got 90 plus 14. I don't have FT, still got 90 plus 14. So we're now basically edging into the 3rd minute of 12 added time minutes. Says more about many than does us. Says more about the crossbar and the luck. 15 minutes. Great result. More so I had Nick on mute. Thank you. In the fucking game. Full time. Yes. Oh, how did that happen? How did it happen? What nonsense. This is the stupidest fucking victory. This is the definition of shithouse. Fucking hell. I don't know how it happened. If we scored 2 goals and one of them was a penalty, we should have lost that game 9-2 on chances and crossbars and one-on-ones. And yeah, the players recovered it. You could say he made the right substitutions, but that's because it started off clearly very wrong. So I'm going to completely bugger off and finish my delicious ginger beer. Thank you very, very much for everyone for sticking around. And yeah, thanks everyone. Very much appreciated. I'm going to go and just calm down, listen to some calming music, have a lavender bath, and maybe a Tommy tank. So see you next Saturday.